By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Good evening, race fans. We are live here tonight for Dutchies Snowball Derby. It's an annual event. This is the second time we've been out here doing this. Last year was a fantastic race. This one's going to be just the same, I do believe. We're live on True Sim Productions YouTube channel and, of course, live on BAM Racing Videos Facebook page. I'm here tonight with Brandon Mettler. Brandon, how you doing tonight, buddy?
We are doing fantastic tonight. It's been a day full of racing for me myself. At the real racetrack in real life. Came home, came right here. Really excited for this one. We did this one last year. Like I said, it was a great event last year. Really excited for this edition of 2022's Dutchies Snowball Derby.
We're going to try to get through the grid really fast here tonight. We did get a late jump. I'm hoping the pace truck makes one more lap around. He should, but Mr. Chris Carroll put it on pole. Brian Zimmerman P2, Parker Brookfield's in third, Jaden Hobbs 4th, Stephen T. Johnson's in 5th.
Starting outside row 3 is the number 43 of Larry Bell, 72 Brody Mears, 24 of Troy Tarbuck, Jason Day, 5 Kings Motorsports number 52, and outside row number 5 is number 74 of Alex Harris.
We are blazing through it. The 11th starter here tonight, Mr. Brian Dees, the Soul Stealer, and 12th he's going to have Stoney Benfield to his outside. Starting 13th is Guy Barrett, 14th Jeffrey Clifton, 15th Jared Heat, Levi Allen 16th, Shane Boundies, and 17th Rocky Hart Prince 18th, Tom Frias 19th, Brad Carpenter 20th, Chris Clark 21st, with Jeffrey Miller playing shotgun to the field, Mason Bayless 23rd, and green flag is out. Mettler, it's Dutchie's second annual Snowball Derby event. 300 laps here tonight. We haven't even got to talk about the prizes, but they are green flag racing already.
USA Firearms front row, Chris Carroll, Brian Zimmerman leading him to turn 3. Parker Brookfield snuck around Brian Zimmerman on the outside to take second place. We got a USA Firearms team, top 3 going into turn 1.
Pit Lizard Performance boys, they are showing out as we look a little further back in the pack. Another Pit Lizard Performance driver is the number 24 of Troy Tarbuck. He qualified P8. He was able to slot in P8. Folks, we're short track racing, so that means that bottom line will be the dominant lane for most of the night, if not all the night. So you're going to see on these restarts, drivers are going to try to fight to get to that inside lane.
Yeah, as you see right now, everybody's strung out one by one by one by one. We have 300 laps of short track racing here at Five Flags Speedway in Pensacola, Florida. Everybody's just trying to make it to the end. You get in trouble early, you're going to get behind the 8 ball. It's going to be a long day for you. So all these drivers are thinking in the back of their mind, I don't want to poke anybody too far yet. I don't want to make any enemies. I want to make some friends here because it's a long race and you got to give it at the end to win.
For our viewers over on BAM Racing Videos Facebook page, we know this ain't real racing, but this is close to it. We are emulating the Snowball as close as we can here on iRacing. 75 green flag laps is going to bring out a caution, just like they do for the real Snowball Derby down in Pensacola. These drivers, they have 3 sets of tires in the pits, 1 set on the car, so that's another way we are trying to pay homage to the real Snowball Derby. Derek Thorne this year had a dominant car, got the win, had a dominant car last season as well. want to see if we can have somebody replicate Derek Thorne's dominance tonight.
Yeah, you're talking about Derek Thorne. They have the screen right there. Number 43, Larry Bell. Number 43 has been doing pretty well here in real life at the Snowball Derby here in Pensacola, Florida. There you see Larry Bell, his cute face on that picture right there from Canada with their friends up north. Man, number 43 at Five Flags Speedway. That's a pretty good sight.
It is, man. That 43 has been bad fast for the last 2 or 3 years. This year, though, that dude was on rails. It seemed like no matter where he restarted Fettler, he was going to be out front. He usually was pretty quick. Right now, it's all Chris Carroll in the number 99 out front. Folks, again, want to thank y'all for tuning in. If you're on True Sim Productions, hit the thumbs up button. Give us a like, a subscribe, helps out a ton. If you're on BAM Racing Videos, check us out on True Sim Productions one time. You may like to see True Sim Productions, same thing. Check out BAM Racing Videos. It's grassroots, normally real life racing. 2 times a year we'll come at you with a virtual race. We had the Holiday Showdown event a few weeks back to benefit Toys for Tots. We ended up raising Mettler over $2,500 for Toys for Tots that night. How impressive is that?
That's super impressive, as you can tell. Like everybody was saying, just a bunch of guys getting together one night to raise money for a good cause. That's more money than you can see in a total person, a whole series at your local short track on Friday or Saturday nights. So obviously coming and do that for a good cause, just a bunch of raisers doing a hobby for all the kids, maybe some less fortunate people all around the holiday season. That's also a good feeling too. So really looking forward to that. Hopefully we'll do it again next year and from there on out and get some more money.
So I'm noticing here, Stephen T. Johnson, something happened to him that we must have just missed it, or maybe the 2-car missed the grid or something here, because he's currently showing a lap down, and he qualified P5, so that's something to watch here. Now, folks, we also have live race control, meaning, yes, iRacing will put out cautions if need be, but we have somebody watching, eyes in the sky. Mr. Kyle Ramsey came on board to do the live race control for us, so that's pretty cool. I'm actually seeing that Stephen T. Johnson had a trouble and had to jump to the pits, actually, Mettler. So definitely something happened to that 2-car. It's kind of hard to see if there's damage on his machine or not. I can't really tell.
Yeah, he's going to be in danger here going another lap downs too, so he's got to keep an eye on that. Luckily, nobody's close to him, so if he has to go lap down, he'd be in the lucky out spot, but definitely not the start that he was wanting, or maybe it was all strategy from the beginning. We don't know that for sure, but nevertheless, we still got a lot of laps to go, a lot of room to make that lost time up.
You are correct. They are just now taking lap number 17, but they are doing a good job here. It's like they know it's a 300-lap race. Usually in sim racing, let's be honest, there's not a whole lot of consequences if somebody is to wreck. As old Noah's telling me, Jeffrey Miller may have bent it. No caution on the speedway, though. That's surprising right there. Luckily for everybody else, he did not come back up on track. But, got the 2-car coming now. But with sim racing, there's not a whole lot of consequences, right? You hit the guy in front of you, it don't really hurt you, right? But these guys, I mean, we've asked them all week, treat it like the real thing. And as you can tell, that's what they're doing. They're slotted in right now, turning laps and minding their P's and Q's.
Yeah, you've talked about the realism, the real sim that we're producing here tonight for the Snowball Derby. If you watch some iRacing broadcasts or some sim racing broadcasts in the past, they talk about fast repairs. Fast repairs are a simple repair where you can just go into the pits, click a box, and your car is brand as new. But here tonight, we're doing it real old school short track racing, no mistakes given. If you wreck your car, you're done for the night. Even though it's a sim, even though you don't have to pay the money for it, you're still going to ruin your car if you get into a wreck tonight. So as a lot of drivers were saying pre-race, keep your car clean, keep your car there at the end, because that's how you got to win.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the key to success tonight. I had a guy tell me, an older gentleman, say, to finish first you must finish. And that's what you're seeing right now. These guys know that. But we say that, I think Parker Brookfield might be pestering our race leader right now, Chris Carroll, who is out front in his Nexus red and black Camaro at 26. Looks like he's able to drive it off in there a little bit deeper. Now, it is fixed setup, right? Everybody's running the same setup. They have the same car, basically. Now, there is little tweaks they can do, such as brake bias. That really helps each individual driver on these short tracks, and then steering ratio, of course. But for the most part, these guys are on very, 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 very similar type setups when it comes to chassis setup.
Yeah, Parker Brookfield, number 26, sitting there in that second spot right there. right behind Chris Carroll. Parker Brookfield's a young racer. He's maybe not as disciplined as the two cars around him, Brian Zimmerman, Chris Carroll, respective in their own rights. Not only in Crooked Line racing, but in short track racing in general, all over the iRacing simulation. They know where to put it. They've had plenty of wins under their belt, plenty of podiums under their belt. Parker Brookfield hasn't raced a whole lot with this group that I've seen around my own view, but as you can tell, obviously he had a quick qualifying time. He's still sitting P2 right now after 25 laps at 300.
See if we can jump on board with Brian Zimmerman. He's currently watching the top two, Parker Brookfield, Chris Carroll. Now, folks, I want to let y'all know this is Pit Lizard Performance teammates right here, 1, 2, and 3 as they stand right now on the circuit. So I would almost venture a guess that they're all telling each other, we're just turning laps right now. I say that right after saying Parker Brookfield looked like he was hounding the race leader. Then I have to kind of think about the teammate aspect of this too. You're not really going to put your teammate in a bad spot on lap 27, but let's take a lap around 5 flags here, Brandon, and describe what these drivers are feeling.
Yeah, going here into turn 1, you don't want to get too far down into that apron because you're going to get the wall, hit the cone, get spun out. If you get those left side tires into too much into the apron, you're going to spin your car around. Same thing going into turn 3. It's a lot harder to kind of get that mark because there's no painted line across there, so you're kind of guessing where that fast line is going to be. There's not really many outside line here, so that's why I kind of see everybody side by side from now. You can't really save tires really besides on the outside, and it looks like we have our first caution of the night.
Oh,
52,
no.
Jason Day.
Maybe one of the LA Paint's Best Paint Team of the Night award recipients right here, number 52 of Jason Day. Say it ain't so, but let's go back and see what happened here for the first caution of Dutchies Snowball Derby.
Yeah, you see Larry Bell in front of him, Brody Mears.
Ooh, just a slight checkup, and Brian D's not able to get checked up, but kudos to Jason Day right there. He got that machine locked down. No damage right there at all. Maybe a little bit on the bumper, but that's not going to matter too much. Got that car slowed down just enough to not kiss the wall. Whoa! Boom. Perfect.
Yeah, that's a good veteran move by Jason Day there.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. Folks, like I said, we got here late tonight. We didn't get to go over everything, but now since we have our first caution, let's see if we can get our race info pulled up here. Give y'all a little bit of keys to the race tonight. Right there, you see it, 300 laps. We're mimicking the Snowball Derby. 4 total sets of tires. If they do 75 green flag laps, there will be a caution thrown from race control, and you see it right there. Live racing admins. But I really wanted to show the track temp, 102 degrees. And they've been racing on this track and practicing turning laps on this track, Mettler, all day long. So this track, it's hot, it's slick, that rubber is greasy, and we're seeing it right now. These guys are slipping and sliding, especially during qualifying. It was really slick around this right at half-mile track down in Pensacola.
Yeah, you talk about Pensacola, Florida. It's not the coldest region in the south. Just a few miles from the beach. It's really humid down there in Florida. So obviously humidity and track temp goes hand in hand. When that track temp's hot and it's humid outside, everything's going to be really slick. And as you saw from the track map too, this track isn't symmetrical on each side. 1 and 2 is kind of sweeping, and 3 and 4 is kind of a little bit narrower. Definitely the entry of 3 and the exit of 4. On the exit of 4, that wall comes up pretty quick. So once we get later in the race and these tires wear out and people start racing harder, we might see some cars get up in that turn 4 wall, but we'll have to see.
While we're under caution right here, it's a fine time to talk about the payouts tonight. You see it on the screen. Santa's handing out some money right before Christmas. First place is going to walk away with $100. Second place, $50. Third place, $40. Fourth and fifth going to both walk away with $25 apiece. And that's not even mentioned. There's all kinds of awards. You got a hard charger award. You have a hard luck award. So all these drivers have a little bit of chance to make some money. And of course, this wouldn't be possible without the great fine help from our buddies over at USAFirearms.com. I want to thank them for being a series sponsor for Crooked Line racing events, but also being a sponsor for nights.
USA Firearms was kind of the person that came in when we weren't really anticipating it. It looks like the pace truck lights are off, so we might be coming to green here. Thanks everybody tuning in again. If you just joined to the stream, we are now 34 of 300 laps in. If you're watching the stream, comment where you're watching from, and it looks like Chris Carroll gets a great jump going across the line here on the restart.
A big launch out of Chris Carroll, the number 99. I think he caught his teammates maybe sleeping a little bit right there. So leader does get lane choice. We saw Chris Carroll elect to take the high side right then. Now let's see if the old adage cliche saying, caution breed caution, let's see if that comes true here. Now this field is back double file racing as we have a great race going on. This is for the P7, P8 spot right here. Brian Dees and Troy Tarbuck side by side at a 74 of, is it Alex C. Harris, excuse me, in the 74 battling underneath Guy Barrett in 02. Folks, a lot of these guys, I'm not super familiar with their paint schemes, so as the race goes on, we will start to memorize who's in what. Right there, a little bit of a brain fart, but these guys, they see the front half of the field single file, but these guys back here, Brandon, they're trying to get everything they can on these restarts.
Oh,
there
good
makes
save by Guy Barrett right there. The O2.
They kept leaning on each other right there, but kept it clean. Kudos to everybody around them, keeping their heads up. Let's see if we can put the focus back on Jason Day. Just had a little bit of a spinaroo, we'll call it. Just spun the car around. Luckily, no damage. So for the nose on that Camaro, the number 52, but lost a lot of track position. Currently slotted in the 17th place position.
Yeah, like I said before, when they had that caution, showed the replay. It's a veteran move by Jason Day right there. Some younger guys, or maybe some guys later in the pack or later in the race, they might try to wheel that thing and try to save it, but locking it down, keeping it off the wall. We got plenty of tires in this race. We got plenty of laps to go. Keep the car clean, keep the car straight, and look at him now. He's back for green flag racing.
I noticed Jaden Hopp in the number 81 has some fans out in the stands. They're saying that 81, it's moving. Let's go, Jaden. Number 81 got some watching right now. That's a simple little paint scheme. Don't even have a sponsor on it, folks. So if you want to put your name on the side of a race car, Jaden Hopp will be your go-to guy because he's looking bad fast right now in the number 81.
Yeah, sitting P4 right now behind the 28 of Brian Zimmerman. That's a pretty paint of Brian Zimmerman's car. We say that a lot, but that's one of my favorites I see week in, week out. You see the holiday paint schemes here and there in this race. Obviously, we're around the holidays in the Snowball Derby. People putting a lot of their best paint schemes out there in a big broadcasted race for one of the biggest races a lot of these guys drive per year. So obviously, they want to put a lot of effort into their driving craft, but they want to put a lot of effort into the way they look too.
Exactly. MF Racing Designs put together this sweet Krampus machine for Brian Dees in the number 17. And then our very own Jason Raymond in number 72 put that one together for him. And then also Jason Day has a real good looking paint scheme by none other than Mr. JR Designs himself.
Yeah, the 52 of Jason Day. That's a nice shade of blue. Obviously, if you're a fan of BAM Racing videos and
Right.
been around BAM Racing videos for a while, that's a pretty shade of blue that we like to use for everything else there. So looking at back up front now, Chris Carroll still in the lead in the number 99, black and red number 99. Parker Brookfield in the black 26 right behind him running second. And number 28, Ryan Zimmerman still is running third, 46 laps of 300.
Now, folks, tonight fuel should not come into the equation. I think Mettler, they can go roughly, 150-something laps I think we saw last night. So fuel will not be a question, but tires. When's the right time to take the tires? And Mettler, I'm going to hit you with something right here before we get too deep into this tonight's event. If you had to pick a driver right now, who's your go-to pick for to win the old Snowball Derby?
I'll tell you what, the three guys we see up front right now are also pretty quick. Obviously, they're pretty quick in qualifying, but that sleeper back in the middle of the field right now, he won last night's, or is up front in last night's qualifying or prelim race, was a 97 at Levi Allen. He was pretty quick last night. So I'm kind of curious to see. Oh, that's a pretty car too. I haven't seen that one until just now. That's a pretty car.
That is your LA Paint's best holiday paint scheme of the night award winner right there.
That's a good pick. Rightfully deserved. Number 97, Levi Allen. So I don't know if it's a red or a purple or a mix of the two, but
kind of like a red
gold
on it.
Yeah, I kind of like it.
Sweet. And normally I normally don't like shiny wheels on a super late. I just don't like the way the wheels look on here more than anything. Now on a next gen NASCAR style car, maybe you can get by with it, right? Yeah. But yeah, that gold right there, it really pops. It's not too much, not too flashy, and there's a reason why it won LA Paint's best paint scheme of the night award. And go figure, the guy who won the award is LA Paint's own Levi Allen, so pretty cool with that one.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
You're going Levi Allen. I'm going to go Troy Tarbuck in the 24. Troy won the Holiday Showdown event, Talladega Xfinity Car event.
That's right.
When was that? 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? I'm going to guess that Troy Tarbuck, currently slotted in P6. He's up 2 spots since he hit the grid. I think he's just riding around. But then you can't ride out somebody like Brian Dees. Brian Dees has gained 6 spots since he hit the grid. Right now, he is not our biggest mover. Sorry, I was going to say he's our biggest mover. Biggest mover award, as it stands right this second, would be Rocky Hartpence into number 71. Saw him and Guy Barrett have a little bit of contact in the O2 machine a while ago. But luckily for him, no harm, no foul. 71. He's got them eyes forward, and he's moving.
Yeah, 300 laps of 5 flag speedway is a long time to make a lot of changes, and you go from the front to the back to the back to the front. There's a lot of time to do whatever. This race might come down to comers and goers. So we might have to see here, obviously number 71 and the number 17 are two of the goers right now, and we'll kind of see what kind of fades out right here. We've just passed lap 56, so this race is blowing by.
Yes, time goes by fast when you're having fun. Want to touch on Stephen T. Johnson. It does look like he is back on the lead lap, I do believe. As I have heard from Kel Butler, he lost internet, so that's one of the problems with sim racing, right? They try to make it as realistic as they possibly can for us to be sitting in our underwear while we're racing, right? We're not in a real car, but internet's going to come into play here, right? And he dropped internet, but luckily for him, got the situation fixed. Did lose a lap in the process, but he is now back on the lead lap trying to hunt down Brad Carpenter in the 31 who's right there in front of him.
Yeah, a lot of people that view kind of internet issues and netcode issues kind of relate that to parts issues and mechanical flaws in real life. So some things are just completely out of our control. Some things we can't control. Obviously, internet issues we have limited control about. So I'm glad to see number 2 of Stephen Johnson overcome that early issue. Obviously, back in the lead lap now. He's obviously trying to get towards the front of the field. Looks like the 91 of Chris Clark right there, 75.
I keep moving them on.
Looks like so we got some people hanging back. A lot of people just kind of conserving their tires, it looks like, not trying to race too hard.
74 is in the wall.
Yep.
See that right there, 74. We're climbing the front stretch wall. Now, these cars, they can take a little bit of beating and banging here, Mettler, like they can in real life. But when it comes to suspension components and you're starting messing with those front tires, the steering components of these cars, they're not bumper cars, right? They don't like to lean up on that wall too much. So that's something to watch for the number 74 car, because it looked like he got a little bit airborne with that wall ride right there.
Yeah, like I said before, that turn 4 wall comes up on you pretty quick, especially when you're outside. It's really really hard to hit the mark and kind of come off the corner right there without overdriving the car. So be curious to see how the 74 overcomes this. He's been out on the outside for quite a few laps after that restart. Looks like he found his way to the bottom now. Brian 31 of Brad Carpenter. So looks like Chris Carroll and 26 of Park Roadfield are still pacing the field.
I think somebody needs to get up there that's not a Pit Lizard performance guy to bust up this group right here, because I feel like these top 3 right now are controlling the race. And folks, I can't remember how much is on the line exactly, but I think it's $20 for most laps led. Chris Carroll, he's clicked off 64 of them really fast here tonight. But Brandon, I got to ask you this: we're 64 laps in. I'm looking at lap times compared to what they started with. They're not a full second off yet, but they are right there knocking on the door. They're about 8/10 slower right now. Can you speak to what they're feeling right now with the tires as they're starting to lose the grip?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious how the tires kind of unfold here. As we said, 65 laps, nobody's really pit for tires yet. Nobody's really pit for fuel yet. So what they started with the race on, where we're at 66 laps now, are completely black and white, different types of fuel on the car. They're probably pushing a little bit. You saw the 74 hit the wall, come out of turn 4. They're probably pushing a little bit, losing that grip and losing that tire strength later in the race. I'm kind of curious, since we've had this many green flag laps, if it's more tire wear or maybe tire temperatures. We talked about the temp being 102 degrees. That's pretty hot for trying to balance out a car on racetrack. So obviously the drivers are fighting tire wear, but they're also fighting tire temps as well.
They're riding on the roof of the number 26 of Parker Brookwood right here. You notice something right out in front of our race leader, Chris Carroll, that number 99. Lap traffic. It's not a matter of if it's going to happen. It's a matter of when it's going to happen with a 300 lap race. But remember, folks, 75 green flag laps, we're throwing the caution. We're going to re-rack them, stack them back up, double file. So I don't know when that first caution fell, but I know we're inching closer, I would say, to when that caution's supposed to be thrown.
Yeah, I'd be kind of curious to see if the lap cars move over right here, or if they're kind of defending and staying on the lead lap. Obviously, like I said, you don't want to get behind the 8 ball early, so you want to stay on the lead lap as much as you can. But then again, at the same time, there's a lot of laps to recover from early issues. Looks like the Jeffrey Miller and the white car is going to stay high for the leaders right here. Obviously, a good man of the crew. Always a clean racer. Nobody has any troubles with Jeffrey Miller. One of the guys everybody likes to be around.
He's the one we call Mr. Lucky Dog because he makes sure to call it out every time Lucky Dog gets called out on the track. But now, Mr. Lucky Dog, Jeffrey Miller, he was already a lap down, so he didn't really have a whole lot to lose right there, right? Yeah, you don't want to go another lap down, but if you're already a lap or two down, you're not going to fight the leader much. Chris Clark, on the other hand, he might put up a little bit of battle right here. He doesn't normally in the league races. He's kind of like Jeffrey. He will get out of the way. It looks like he's showing the bottom to the leaders right here.
Yeah, it looks like Chris Carroll's not going to have any issues coming around. You saw Parker Brookfield kind of follow them right there. Maybe a little bit save the tires a little bit. Doesn't want to come down in the corner and kind of arch that straightaway right there to save a little bit of tire. Maybe try to get around the 99 Chris Carroll. Who knows? But no issues for the top 4 so far. It looks like we actually have a celebrity in the YouTube chat, Tanner War.
Tyler Johnson?
That would be it.
That's the
Very,
man.
very famous Tyler Johnson, number 5 Kings Motorsports driver, tuning in to the broadcast of the 2nd annual Dutchies Snowball Derby. Hopefully you're having a good time, Tyler. Oh, man, we got celebrities in the chat, drivers on the track. It's a good night.
I want to touch on something here. A while ago, we were paying attention to the guys up front. It was kind of a 3-car breakaway. We had almost a second gap to 4th place at one time. Jaden Hopp, he's there now. He has caught the back bumper of the 28. Pit Lizard Performance Party up front may get spoiled here in just a second. Because that 81 car, he looks like that thing's on rails. Just like he's able to wrap the bottom a little bit faster than our top 3 right now. 81 may have been conserving his tires this run.
Yeah, 81's in a really, really, really good spot right now compared to the rest of the field. He's got no pressure from behind, and he can put however much pressure he wants on Brian Zimmerman right here. So he's going to see if he can maybe make some momentum and try to make a move on the 28, or if not, he still has a lot of time behind him to kind of lean back and save tires a little bit. So 81 is playing a smart race right now. He's still fast as the leaders, but no pressure behind.
Exactly right, folks. And as we come to lap number 79, Chris Carroll, Parker Brookfield, Brian Zimmerman, Jaden Hopp, Troy Tarbuck, that's your top 5. We are going to have to pay the bills really quick. We're going to throw it over to MF Racing Designs, and we will be back momentarily.
And we are back, lap 83, coming to lap 84 from Pensacola, Florida at 5 Flag Speedway, 2nd annual Dutchies Snowball Derby. You see Dutchie up front right now, number 99, the red and black, number 99 of Chris Carroll, 26, Parker, and the number 28 of Brian Zimmerman. USAFirearms.com, top 3 coming to lap 85.
I truly think that 81 car, he's going to spoil the victors up here. As you see, Jeffrey Miller may have had something happen with Miller. Mr. Lucky Dog coming high right there, because he is right back in the grasp of our race leaders right now.
Yeah, the top 4 right now, snaking away. Rounds 2 and 3 and 4 going into turn 1. Jeffrey Miller in the white 79 staying up high. Lucky Dog coming high. He's getting everybody past him right there. Staying out of the way like the good sport he is.
Hell, Miller, I know this right then. That 79 car looks a little bent in the front end of that car, so maybe something happened when we had to go pay the bills.
Yeah, maybe. I think maybe he may just have a little bit of slower pace right now. Maybe the slower pace came from that damage. Yeah, he's got a pretty crinkled front end
It
from.
was not like that just momentarily.
No, it sure wasn't.
So something definitely happened to the 79 that we missed. See, you had to go pay the bills one time, and that's what you missed.
Yeah, number 79. You see the black number 1 right now, Jeffrey Clinton. He's kind of out in no man's land right now, too. You see the 43 Larry Bell in front of him, the 52 of Jason Day behind him. Looks like these cars are still keeping it. It looks like Jeffrey Clinton's kind of taking a higher approach in turns 3 and 4. Maybe it's a strategy to save tires, because it looks like he's not trying to put much pressure on the guys in front of him. So that could be another strategy call right now that we're seeing from some of the drivers.
I mean, we race with Clifton every week, right? He's normally one of the front runners, right? He might get involved in a wreck, he may rage in our ear, but he's normally one of the front runners, right? And he's currently slotted in P10, so that goes to show you just how much talent is stacked out here in this field. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier or not, but this was invite only. You had to be invited to come out of this, and that's not trying to sound like no elitist or nothing like that. But we just wanted guys that we knew were bad fast, but clean and good dudes, right? And I think that's what we have, because Jeffrey Clifton, he's normally a top 3, top 4, top 5 car. He's currently slotted in P10, and now maybe the 1, he might be playing chess, everybody else playing checkers. He could just be biding his time right now. As we're almost 100 laps into this event, almost a third of the way through this event already.
Yep, just about a third of the way through. Just one caution, and it really wasn't, if anybody's doing, just kind of racing incident. People checked up, and people didn't check up in time. So, like you said, a good group of guys, a good group of really, really fast guys, setting the pace right here. Number 99, Chris Carroll, is still leading that top 4. Coming up on a few more lap cars. We'll kind of see how this unfolds right here.
Lap cars can play a huge factor in tonight's event. We have saw the likes of Chris Clark and Jeffrey Miller, Mr. Lucky Dog. They both went high, allowing the leaders to come on by. But these guys right here, I mean, they're racing for something, right? They want to remain on the lead lap. So I look for somebody to kind of say, okay, you want to pass me, you got the high line all day, right? And kudos to them. More power to them, right? They're racing too. Now, racing etiquette would say that's not correct, but who needs to be correct all the time?
Nah, it's a part of the sim. You can kind of stretch things out in ways you would in real life. There's no pressure on you. Everybody's in the same cars. Everybody's in the same setup. Everybody races a little bit differently, and that's kind of where that racecraft kind of shows up a little bit. As you see, number 99, Chris Carroll, he loves talking about his racecraft. Him and Brian Zimmerman are 2 peas in a pod, it seems like, in a lot of crooked line racing and other leagues they run in. No matter if it's a short track, no matter if it's a big track, no matter if it's on dirt. Those 2 peas in a pod are going to talk about their racecraft and how they steer their cars to their finishing spots. Yeah, see number 91 of Chris Carroll on the outside there.
Ooh, it got a little
jumbled
close.
up.
Yes, it got a little bit of a little hairy right there. Butler, we're coming up on lap 100. I wish I was paying attention earlier so I could see when we went back green flag racing. I'm expecting that quote-unquote SRX fun flag at any moment. Maybe I'm counting my chickens too early. But I am expecting the caution fairly quick. I know they did go, I think, roughly 30-something laps, I believe. We had Brad Carpenter. He pit on lap 30. And he's on the lead lap, so it had to be somewhere around there, correct?
Yeah, I was thinking somewhere around 30, 35, 40, somewhere around there. Ooh, we got a little bit of contact to Steven Johnson. Kind of missed who that was in front of him there, but Steven Johnson's looking on the outside now. Steven Johnson was one of the people that was a lap down early. He was kind of farther back in the field. Maybe he's trying to make a move here and get a little bit closer. You might kind of feel the lead lap cars sneaking closer and closer and doesn't want to go another lap down with everybody else going lap down.
On the sim here, we have a relative box. It tells you basically anybody that's near you, and it tells you how far they are, far off from you. I think it's like 3 spots in front of you, 3 spots behind you. So once you see that leader pop up on your relative, you know it's go time. You can't afford to save or conserve any longer. It's time to go, and that may be what Stephen D. Johnson's seeing right now, because it looks like he has kind of ratcheted up the intensity a little bit, trying to get around Mr. Shane Boundy and the number 34.
And number 34, Shane Bounty, wasn't letting him go by very, very easily. Staying around that high side, keeping it side by side for 2 or 3 laps. So good racing here. Lap 104, 300. Steven Johnson makes his way by. You see the black number 24 of Troy Tarbuck right now. He's been kind of by himself for most of this green flag run here in this race. So, like you said before, he might be one of your picks to win this race. And if he can save tires and play the right strategy, he might be up there at the very front towards the end.
Just noticing, it's Brody Mears in the 72.
He got way up in the marbles going and turn through right there. I don't know if he's letting him by or maybe
he's not
crossed up going to the corner.
Brody's currently shown as a lap down on scoring and timing. Not 100% sure why. But I was wondering why he let Troy just go by him so easy right then with no fight. And I guess now we know why, but it's still. Oh, Chris Carroll out front, number 99. Parker Brookfield is sitting P2. Brian Zimmerman P3 and Jaden Hopp. He has closed the gap to our top 3. Looks like Zimmy's pace might be falling back a little bit. Got a little bit of separation between him and Mr. P2 of Parker Brookfield right now.
Yeah, everybody's kind of still single file, waiting for that competition caution here, which should be in the next 10, 15 laps or so, I would expect. Looks like Parker Brookfield still right on the bumper of Chris Carroll. Look at this shot right here. You see the change of banking and the change in the entries of the track. And here at Five Flags Speedway in Pensacola, Florida, 3 and 4 is much, much harder to get from. It looks like Chris Carroll has a higher arch coming off the corner than Parker Brookfield does, but Parker Brookfield's a little bit lower on entry when he washes up a little bit. Ooh, it looks like we have our first competition caution of the race.
It is indeed. 75 green flag laps has been completed. Chris Carroll, man, it's been the Chris Carroll Mr. Big Ugly show all night long. 111 laps led. Very, very, very impressive. Very impressive by the entire pit list. Now, I'm curious here. Lap 111, are we thinking it's time for 4 Mr. Feelgoods?
Yeah, I think it might be for some of these drivers. It's going to be interesting to see some of the strategies here. I would have to assume everybody's going to come in for fuel right here. Like you said, we have about 140, 150 laps per fuel tank for a fuel run, and we're at lap 112 now. So without another guaranteed caution for another 75 laps at the very, very least, we're going to see a lot of guys come for fuel here. We'll see if when he hits the jack stands, it looks like we got some right side tires for sure. We'll have to see if the left side's jack up. Looks like Parker Brookfield at least getting 4 tires.
Yes, we got some 4 tire takers. We have some maybe only gambling here. Maybe going 2 tires. Maybe going fuel. Let's
yeah,
see
you saw at 52 Jason Day pull out in front of the leaders right there. So I'm kind of curious to see if Jason Day took just 2 or maybe didn't take any tires at all.
I'm going to dial up the 17. It's the Soul Stealer. We saw him actually come out in front of Jason Day right then. He's going to be coming out slotted the race leader. Brian Dees, you are live up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
So notice right then you was able to get off pit road before who was the race leader, Carroll. A little bit of strategy call there. What kind of service did you take on pit road?
I only took 2 tires and enough fuel to get me to the next competition caution if we have one. So kind of a little bit of a test to see how it'll work out at the end of the race if I need it.
Right, that's the one good thing, Brian, about these longer races. Well, shoot, man, pretty much the first half portion of the race as a testing session, right? And that's what you're doing right here. So I like the call. Got track position. Good luck to you, number 17, boss.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Tanner.
Absolutely, bud. So the 17, he said, "Go 2 tires. We're going to try something different here." Brody Mears getting his lap back right there. And I noticed caution laps are counting. I thought they wasn't supposed to. That's neither here nor there. They are for sure counting.
Yeah, it looks like the lights on the pace truck are off. We're coming back green here. We got 2 tires on the front row. Jason Day at 17. And then 4 really, really fast guys behind him. We're going to see what happens right here. 17 controls the restart. Green flag is out. We got some bumper tag in the back, but we're still green.
Yes, sir. A little bit of wheel spin, too, from our race leader. Oh, it gets tagged from Parker Brookfield. I think Parker knows he needs to get away from that 99 of Chris Carroll. He's followed him the first 111 laps of this event. But look at Jason Day, Mr. Highside Rider, Mr. Maple Leaf Muscle. He is not making it easy on the 17 or the 26. Parker,
yeah, things about to get really, really interesting right here.
You're seeing different tire strategies right now. I'm also watching the 81 of Jaden Hopp back there, trying to see whatever he's going to try to do here now that he's in front of Brian Zimmerman. As these guys on 2 tires, I think Jason Day went with 2 tires as well. Looks like he may get clear on the outside here, so maybe that high side lane is starting to come in. As Jason Day, new race leader out front in the number 52.
Jason Day, number 52. Blue, number 52. Out in the lead. Number 17 is going to hang on for second right now. Parker Brookfield sitting in third. Parker Brookfield looked like he was going to try and make a move early, but maybe Chris Carroll, maybe Brian Zimmerman's in the back of his mind saying, hey, let everything fizzle out. You got plenty of laps to go. Don't do anything stupid right here. So Parker Brookfield is now sitting third spot in a good spot. 81's making his way outside Chris Carroll now, looking for fourth.
And oh man, yeah, I thought Parker was going to look to the inside of D's there for a minute off that restart. I say it every week on these live broadcasts. These drivers know, especially on these short tracks, track position is king. You got to get everything you can on every restart. You don't want to put your competitors in a bad spot, but if you can pass a guy fairly quick, dispose of him fairly quick on a restart, you've got to try to do it. And right now, the dominant man of the night, Chris Carroll, slotted in traffic right now, is not out front. So this is the first time he's feeling what that car, number 99, feels like in dirty air. And it looks like he's not nearly as quick as he was when he had that clean air on the front nose of that Camaro.
No, he's not. I think he knows that he's got a couple slower cars in front of him. Not necessarily slower cars, maybe 2 cars that don't have as much tire
Right,
width.
different strategy, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So you see the 26 of Parker Brookfield is still trying to apply pressure to second place car in that summer 17 right there. So maybe Chris Carroll, Brian Zimmerman, the 81s kind of lay back and see what happens right here. Let everything fizzle out before they make their first move.
I love this wall cam shot as they're flying to us, but we noticed earlier, Parker Brookfield, he looked like a few times he was searching around Carroll. Remember, Carroll was the race leader, but for the most part, he looked like he was just slotted in riding, right? I don't think the 26 is riding anymore. I think the 26, maybe now he is, but there for a little bit, it looked like he really wanted to get by that number 17 of Brian Dees, but Dees is not doing anything wrong either. He's making perfect laps right now. He's hugging that bottom. It's hard to make passes on the outside. Now, we did see the 81 do it. So it's possible. We did see 52 do it. It's definitely possible, Brandon. But I still think that low line is just where you want to be at right now.
Yeah, that low line is definitely the fast line, like we said before. There's not really any true top side here. It's possible to get it done. We saw the 81 pass Chris Carroll on the outside here to start out this restart, but that low line is definitely, Brian Zimmerman maybe a little bit over ambitious on coming across the line right there. It gets out into the outside wall, keeps it straight. Sitting right behind his teammate, the number 99 right now. He's still sitting in a good spot.
Very interesting, though, to see the race off pit road. They allowed Parker to line up in front of Chris Carroll. And I'm not taking anything away from anybody else, but when the front two have been as dominant as they are, and they get out strategized right now, that's pretty impressive to see what Day and Dees have done. Yes, we're still early in this thing. Yes, we're not even halfway. But like Brian Dees said, he's basically just testing stuff right now. And he's proven if we get a late race caution, 2 tires can work out. It absolutely can work out.
Yeah, Parker Brookfield right now, like I said, he's not around a lot of our guys in our super late model league that we run with Day and Chris Carroll and Brian Zimmerman and Brad Carpenter, all those guys. But number 17 isn't either, and he's kind of right there with them. Number 81, obviously, I think it's my first weekend seeing him, and he's obviously has quick speed too. He's got a lot of fans in the chat, so he might be from good strides and looking to start up front.
Indeed, I'm wondering. I hate to keep going back to him, but Chris Carroll right here, I wonder if he's just riding now. He kind of sees he's behind the 8 ball in terms of track position. Is he just currently riding? Now, somebody you mentioned a while ago, Brad Carpenter, number 31. He's normally fast around here, really, really fast. He's also somebody that's kind of been mired in the middle of the pack, not really able to attack with track position and not really playing defense either, just kind of riding, clicking off laps. I look for that 31 to start being a mover, a comer and goer, as you called it earlier, as these laps start to wind.
Yeah, number 31, that lime green 31 of Brad Carpenter sitting behind the black number 24 of Troy Tarbuck. Two guys that are used to racing around each other. The Crooked Line late models and super late model series. Like you said, just kind of the mid-pack right now. I think a lot of the guys, like you said, they're back single file, trying to conserve those tires, trying to conserve that effort, conserve their cars to stay towards the end. You see the number 27 of Brody Mears letting everybody by, still a lap down.
I noticed Brody got his lap back earlier. Got back on the lead lap. Something else is happening out of the 72. I'm not sure what's going on because the 72 was pretty fast last night in the practice race we did, Medler. Remember, he was running inside the top 10 for most of the night.
Yep, he sure was. Like I said, it may just be a case of not having a great night, maybe, or maybe playing a little bit of strategy. We'll have to see when this race unfolds. But the blue number 52, Jason Day, is still out front, lap 138 at 300.
Maple Leaf Bustle right here going strong, lap 137. Thought it was going to tick over. I don't know why it changed. It changes before they cross the line. I don't know why it does that, but I thought it was going to change. I do it all the time, so definitely not calling you out because I've done it before. But I have noticed Brookfield took over P2 away from Brian D. So now Jason Day, he knows he has fresh rubber right there behind him. See if we can ride on board with Parker Brookfield. If we can find it, go cockpit cam as he's trying to chase down our race leader, Jason Day.
Yeah, number 52, Jason Day's in the crosshairs of the black number 26 of Parker Brookfield. Parker Brookfield just passed the number 17 to take over the second spot. Jason Day, though, still holding strong with those two tires, playing a little bit of strategy. See, Jason Day's kind of arcing into the corner a little bit more than the number 26 is of Parker Brookfield. He's kind of taking that flat approach onto the entry of the turn. I myself like taking the flat approach to the entry just because I know there's not going to be any side of me when I try to protect that entry. So,
right.
But it looks like he is making a little bit of ground, though, with that different line.
I've noticed it all night out of the 26 and a few other guys, but most predominantly out of the 26, he drives it in. He's able to get a car length almost deeper than most of these guys are willing to go. You see right here, well, now that he's gotten closer, he can't really do it, but whenever he was trying to chase down Jason Day, from entry to the center of the corner, he can just roll the corners really good. That's kind of backwards to normal thought because he is attacking the corner so strong. Normally it's easy in, fast off, right? But
oh no! Keep it up there, attaboy, Jeffrey Miller.
That could have been ugly. Let's see if we can go back and see what happened there. I see he went off track. Maybe just got a little ambitious on the throttle right here, getting it loose.
Yeah.
Got leaders coming. Oh boy!
What a save!
Jesus, take the wheel. Lucky dog saved it right there.
And actually, if he just caught that, it looks like the 72 of Brody Mears went down pit road. I'm not sure. It looks like he has the tires jacked up, so maybe he's trying to take tires, maybe trying to short pit for this next competition caution, maybe. As it looks like as we were in that replay, number 26 of Parker Brookfield took away the lead from Jason Day.
It never fails. We can click away for a second, we'll miss the action. But yes, we have a new race leader out front. You see Brody Mears at 72 coming off the pit road right there. But new race leader out front. It's Mr. Parker Brookfield. He's ran P2. I mean, I'm going to say all night, right? Yeah, he ran P3 for a few laps, but ran P2 all night. Now he has that clean air on the front of his nose, so we're going to see what that clean air can do for the 26. I do like to think of this track kind of like a track like Nashville Fairgrounds, and that it's just big enough where clean air does play a factor. Yes, there's not draft here or nothing like that, but there's for sure dirty air that's going to affect these cars, how they're going to handle in these corners, in and off the corners, right? And now Parker, he has the benefits of having nobody in front of him. And now Jason Day with two tires, he's going to try to maintain whatever track position he can. Still doing a mighty fine job holding down P2.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious on what approach Parker Brookfield takes right here. If he's going to try to save tires, maybe trying to pull away a little bit. As it looks like Chris Carroll is still sitting in that P5 spot right behind the number 17. Number 17, as we saw, stayed out. Not stayed out, but took only two tires on that last pit road sequence. So it looks like 17 still sitting in P4. That's not too bad for somebody that was running mid-pack through the beginning of the first race.
Not sure why our tower shot is showing time left instead of laps, but whatever. Trying to figure it out on my end. Sorry, folks, I'm just thinking out loud here.
Oh man, it wouldn't be short track racing live broadcast without a few issues. That's for sure.
Right. I mean, you face it all the time. So, speaking of short track racing, you do that a lot with band racing videos, right? Where, I know where you was at today. To let the viewers at home know, where was you at all day today fighting the cold?
Well, cold was an understatement. I think it was a little bit frigid, more or less. But today I was over at Millbridge Speedway, just up the road from where I live here in Concord, North Carolina. Millbridge Speedway is a lot of where the NASCAR stars take their kids to get their fundamentals going.
A lot of them,
Yep.
huh?
Brexton Bush was there today. Obviously, son of Kyle Bush. Brexton races a lot of junior sprints and micros and karting stuff and whatnot. So he was there today. He won his race. Congrats to him. If
he's watching.
Get there.
He's watching, I'm sure. Tell him congrats.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Braxton, for watching, baby. But Kyle Busch, the GOAT. So who else can I know? Larson's boy. I know he's raced out there a few times.
Owen Larson races there. Cash Boy races there. Actually, Ryan Newman's daughter was there racing today. She did pretty well for most of the race, until she got caught up in a wreck. But nevertheless, a lot of drivers obviously live in the area in Mooresville and Statesville and that kind of thing. So to take kids to the local short track, both Millbridge and Mountain Creek. Millbridge is kind of the more popular of the two, but yeah, a lot of stars are there. People don't realize it, but a lot of the kids that they see, they just think, oh, this kid races is boring. But that's the future of the sport. That's the future super late model drivers, the future ARCA drivers, the future Cup drivers. So a lot of the names being made at Millbridge Speedway.
Absolutely. And I know I've heard of the likes of like Haley Deegan going out there and testing and stuff as well.
She was there today helping out with the TRD team. I believe it was. She was signed a truck ride for this next season. She was there hitting in transponders and getting pit registered and drawing the pill and everything to help her team out. So that's pretty cool to see.
Is Deegan going back TRD?
I don't know, but she was there with the team.
No, you may have just broke some news or something. I know she's taking over a truck at Thor Sports or whatever. I've seen it. Yep. I thought they were still Ford, but I'm not 100% sure if they're changing or whatnot.
They actually just went to Ford, I believe.
Right.
I think it's why she ended up signing him. But nevertheless, those TRD drivers, they're pretty deep in skill talent. A lot of drivers, obviously, Buddy Kofoid is racing for TRD in the midget series. He'll probably be in a NASCAR ride here pretty soon. If not in a few years. So he's a young talent as well. He races at Millbridge and Micros week in, week out as well. So.
Tyler Johnson says we're halfway there. Johnson wants you to jump up in the booth with us. Don't be a girl.
A celebrity in the booth? What a treat.
Right. As this race is flying by, folks. I know we went off rails talking about Millbridge, but that's pretty cool to see the future. Like Tyler said, that's the future of the sport right there, going out there and racing. And I don't know if y'all realize now, you look at like Nashville Fairgrounds, my home track, you go down there and look in the pure stock division and the super street and the sportsman division. I'm sorry, but it's a lot of older gentlemen, right? Usually, right? So when they're gone, who keeps the sport going, right? It's important to get the kids invested in. Millbridge is great for that, and it's cool that Band Racing Videos is a part of that. Also going on there and doing the video work of it. But look at Jason Day right here. 2 tires, but still hanging right there with our race leader Parker Brooks in front.
Yeah, Jason Day is pretty impressive. He was overcoming some early issues. He was a part of our first caution, just checked up for an incident in front of him, and he got hit from behind. So, we got caution lap 163.
Rocky Harp and Stephen T. Johnson, if you're fans of those, close your eyes. Go back on True Sim Productions, make it replay. What happened here?
71 looks like he got crossed up going into the turn for sure. Comes off of the turn 4.
Oh, Brad just gave him a slight little nudge, and rumor has it Stephen T. Johnson's still wide open. Did not get slowed down. I'm sorry, Stephen T. He said he loves when I say it about somebody. It's funny to hit him with that.
Oh man.
Let's see if we can jump on board with Stephen. He may have been on the binders right there, on the brakes, just could not get the car slowed down.
That's a tough situation.
Got loose right there on turn 4. Jeez.
Yeah, Brad Carpenter looks like he was a groove too high. He's not hitting the brakes, he's not hitting the gas, trying to let him save it, and just runs out of room from behind. So
see one more time from Brad Carpenter as he gets into the back of Rocky Hart fans. They're racing hard right here. This is for P10, I believe, at the time. It's a slight nudge, but for most of those drivers, nobody really got a lot of damage. The one guy that did get some damage that it kind of worries me is Stephen T. Johnson, who had that damage right on the front nose of that Chevy Camaro.
Yeah, Stephen T. Johnson, that blue number 2. Is that the 90s Bill Elliott McDonald scheme that
It
he's
is
sporting?
indeed the midnight McDonald's paint scheme.
Oh, my.
Yes, sir.
I kind of like it.
Awesome Bill from Dawsonville, baby.
Oh, man. Stephen T. Johnson, we'll see if he, like we said before, he started out this race on the wrong foot, so hopefully the trouble doesn't keep on continuing for the blue number 2 car right there. Looks like he's going to stay out, so it looks like he may have got a satisfactory amount of damage fixed that he feels like he can go keep on going green here, stay out.
As I noticed, not very many went down pit road. Brian Dees elected to go down pit road. Remember, he was along with Jason Day of our 2-tire takers. So, of course, this camera's not going to show us much, but I'm trying to see if he's...
Looks like he jacked up the left side tires when he first pulled in, so...
It did. It looked like that.
I don't know if this is a case of him. He's definitely taking fuel.
Right.
We heard him say he took a limited amount of fuel last pit stop, so... Could this be a fuel and a left side tire strategy here?
Tough to call. It's also tough to see if lights are on the pace truck or not. Can you tell?
Looks like they're off. Looks like we're coming to green. Feels double file for sure, so that's a pretty sure sign. Yeah, I think those lights are off on the pace truck. Looks like number 26 of Parker Brookfield chose the inside, coming to green here.
So we're going green on lap 169, so we'll see if we can remember that for the 75 laps green if they do it. But look at the jump. The inside lane of Parker Brookfield had just the advantage of being the leader. You saw it right there, folks. Jason Day, though, did get slotted in back to P2. The battle is currently on hot and heavy for P3. You got Jaden Hopp on the inside of Brian Zimmerman in the 28 USAFirearms.com machine. But now look, mama, there's that bad man, Troy Tarbuck, my pick. He's slowly but surely making his way up to the front, up 3 spots. He's in the grid. Where in the world is Chris Carroll at?
Chris Carroll's in the Hornets rest right now.
My, oh my. Spoke about racecraft earlier. You're going to need it when you're in that type of Hornets nest. Uh-oh, I think Stoney Benfield's went around. No caution on the speedway, but it definitely started alerting me that he wrecked. And I don't really see a whole lot of damage, but let's see if we can go back and see what happened here real quick.
Yeah, we saw a lot of cars going back and forth on the restart. They're trying to get their grips going. It looks like he was racing with he just lost it by himself.
That low line just, I mean, there's grip down there. There's grip to be had, but if you get on that throttle pedal a little bit too eager, and see what happened right there. He was trying to pass lucky dog, Jeffrey Miller. Jason Day, this might be the move of the race, though, taking 2 tires. Like you said earlier, he got involved in the first caution was Jason Day spinning, right? Whether he got spun or was spinning, that's up for y'all to debate, right? But regardless, he was the first caution. He took the benefit of the 75-lap green flag caution that came out. Took 2 tires when everybody else took 4. That gave him great track position. I think he gained 13 spots from that ordeal, right? And yeah, he was a leader. He has lost a spot to Parker Brookfield, but to stick with Parker Brookfield, I'm going to say hands down, he's one of, if not the fastest guys in this race right now. To be hanging with Parker Brookfield when Brookfield has the advantage on tires, you're doing something right out here at Five Flags.
Yeah, Parker Brookfield was up running the top 3, top 4 for the whole first half of the race, so it seemed like. It looks like we have another caution out on the track. Oh boy, we'll have to see what happened here.
Give me a moment. We have a little bit of pornography in the chat trying to get rid of. Scotty says, hello, the GOAT has entered the chat. Never heard of her.
Never heard of her.
All right, let's see if we can go back and see. Oh, Jeffrey Clifton, he posted in Discord already, so I'm going to guess it was him.
Oh, boy.
Let's see what happened to old Clifton here in the 1 car. Got Larry Bell on his outside right there. That's They had magnets between them.
Oh.
I don't know why that's not that bad of a wreck, though. The car wasn't hurt. Okay. Parker Brookfield coming down pit road. Now look, Jaden Hopp stayed out in 81. I know we need to see if they take tires. No, I'm sorry, I'm bad at my job. But I'm just not sure what Carroll was doing right there either.
Oh. be curious to see if Carroll's actually in his box or not. It looks like he's a little bit forward, but
It looks like he's way far forward. Holy cow, Batman!
Looks like you can just press the gas and be out of pit road. But Jason
Right.
Day's taking 4 tires. Brian Zimmerman's taking 4 tires. Parker Brookfield's taking 4 tires, and Parker Brookfield beats Jason Day off pit road.
But
Chris
lost
Carroll's
a
gonna
lot
be,
of positions right there, though. Parker
Chris Carroll's going to be far back in this field.
lost a lot of spots there. A lot of drivers. Looks like they elected to go 2 tires. Well, I say he lost. He lost 2 spots to the people that pitted that lap. So
Yep,
Stoney
yep.
Benfield, Brian Dees, Brian Carpenter, Brad Carpenter, Brian Dees, Stoney Benfield. They pitted on lap 166. Our front 2, Shane Boundy and Jaden Hopp, they pitted on lap 111. So, yes, they should be okay for fuel for a little bit, but there is going to be differences in the tires. And I'm noticing Hartpence going back down pit road, unscheduled pit stop from the 71 right here, Metler. Did he only take 2 tires the first time around? Maybe the crew did not have the other 2 ready for him. That's a good-looking 4-car right there on pit road, if I can say so myself. That looks familiar.
That does look familiar, but it looks like he's taking his right sides right now. Like you said, I think best case scenario, if you're taking 2 pit stops and 1 caution, you're usually taking the right sides, maybe farther back to the field and then going back in for the left sides. But he went back in right there for the second time around, took his right side. So I'll be curious to see what the situation is right there. But as you said, the number 81 in Jaden Hops, I'm curious to see. He didn't pit for fuel or tires there, so we'll see how he stacks up for the rest of the field if we can get a green flag run right here.
Last pit service for the 8134, who's going to be on the front row right here. Lap 111. Scotty asked if they're good on fuel from here. They can go about 150 laps, so theoretically, no, the top 2 are not. Everybody else should be. And got a little side note from Jeffrey Clifton. He said, we're not going to sit around and fix damage the entire remainder of the race. I honestly didn't see much damage. I thought you were good there, boss, but I wasn't in the car, so I can't really tell. But all right, 81 is the control car here on the restart. Whoa. You stay in your lane, I'll stay in mine. Look like Bounty. Whoa, that got scary right there. But look there. I'm saying it before. I'm going to say it again. Mama, here goes that bad man, 31, Brad Carpenter. He finally decided to come race, and he is up in the top 5.
Yeah, you saw Steven Johnson involved in some early misfortune, sitting there looking for what looks like the 4th, 5th spot right now. So he's way towards the field. If he can survive to this next competition caution and stay up here towards the front of the field, he might be in a good spot towards the end.
Steven T. Johnson and Jared Heath right there in the 6 machine. Those are the 2 guys that pitted on lap 177 with the rest of the leaders in the field. But they only took 2 tires, and now we saw Jason Day, Brian Dees. They were able to get 2 tires, but they got valuable track position too out front. And that made the 2 tires really seem as if they worked great, right? Now we're going to find out if 2 tires can work in the pack, where it looks like they are, because Stephen T. Johnson, he's a man on the move. Got Brad Carpenter right there in front of him. And oh no, 34, woo, a little bit of bobble between 2 green. That was green on green crime. Jason Raymond is somewhere crying right now. But no harm, no foul. It looks like, Chris Carroll back here in the Hornets Nest had a little bit of side-by-side connection with his teammate Guy Barrett, though, too. And they're stacking them up there, bent. That's going to be a caution, Susie. Put it out.
That's not what we want to see.
That is not what we want to see. Put it out.
I think Steven T. Johnson might be a little frustrated with Brad Carpenter here. We'll have to go back and see what led to this.
You know what? Before we even watch this, before I even hit play, it looks like Brad was just taking a little bit higher arc into the corner, and you said this a while ago. You always enter a little bit lower so somebody does not come out from underneath you. Watch this right here. Looks like he's left the bottom, kind of, I don't know. That one's hard to tell, Metler. The door, luckily we're not race control. We don't have to really determine who's at fault, but just looking at it from a fan's point of view, there's not really a door there. No. I don't know if that's open or not.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I think.
We're hitting after the car.
Yep, that's what I saw earlier. So, obviously, Steven T. Johnson's not too happy with Brad Carpenter, but at the same point, Brad Carpenter, as we saw before when he got into the 71 earlier caution, he doesn't take a flat entry like Parker Brookfield does going in turn 1. He takes a higher approach going in turn 1 and kind of arches it down, come off 2 to get the run down the back straightaway. So, maybe just a situation there where they're going for the same real estate, or maybe they didn't know. Weren't aware of the surroundings, but it's a tough situation there.
Stephen T. Johnson, you're live in the booth. A little bit of carnage out there coming out of turn number 2. You got cop.
Hey, you picked a great time. How's it going?
That's the beauty of True Sim Productions, right? We don't sugarcoat it here. Talk us through what happened there. We were kind of on your side, then we kind of tried to play devil's advocate, but now let's hear it out your windshield.
I thought the inside was open, and I thought I took it, and I thought I had right to the space there, so I'm not 100% sure. But
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, if the door's that open, you can't blame someone for taking it, right?
Right. And then the after contact, was that just a little frustration or a mistake?
I had something in my eye.
Right, I got you, guys. It happens, folks. It happens. We don't race with goggles, right? So that will happen. Steven, though the cars look good all night long, I know it's kind of hurt right now. What's the damage feeling like for you right now, though?
It's pretty good. It's just about 30 seconds optional, so I'll be able to get all that fixed up here and then just try to basically work my way back up through the field again.
Well, buddy, you know you can do it. You got dropped earlier. You went a lap down. You battled back, got the lucky dog up front. Still over 100 laps remaining in tonight's event. Good luck to you, buddy, and thank you for noticing how great timing we have up here. We try to work on our timing. That's
Appreciate
one of our.
it. We'll try to make it exciting for you.
Right. Thank you, buddy.
All right.
Now, see, this is when I wish we had 2 more laps of yellow because I could pull Brad up and then we have like beef. You know?
Both sides of the story.
Right. All right, Mettler, we're live on Bam Racing Videos. You call us. Restart for us, buddy.
It looks like coming to lap 192, number 81 takes that good jump from the outside. He's going to have a clear going in turn 1. Jason Day storming from the outside, looking for second spot outside the number 17 car.
This is like deja vu. Earlier, we saw Jason Day get around Brian Dees on the outside. That time was for the race lead. This time is for P2. And look, there's Chris Carroll. He's coming as well now. Been mirrored back in the pack all night long after. They're getting bent. They're getting turned. Brian Dees going around. New cautions, breed cautions. There's
lit. Oh, not towards the back, though.
Oh, this has got to be a caution. Mama, this has got to be a caution. Mama.
I don't think Mom was listening. I think Mama fell
we're
asleep.
paying race control. This ain't a caution? Okay. All right, green. All right, that's going to really jeopardize a lot of these guys out front now, Mettler, because they are basically in the grasp of the leaders now. That's a pretty big melee for no caution. Let's say you. What in the world?
I don't know what I'm going to say, but I think Chris Carroll just took advantage of the opportunity here because he got past Jason Day somehow, some way. And now he's in P2.
Yeah, I don't know what transpired. I was more worried about the fact that there was 19 cars wrecking and no caution. But yeah, Carroll, if there's ever somebody with a golden horseshoe, it's Chris Carroll. He gets lucky. He's good too, but man, oh man, he gets lucky with stuff like that. And he put it to great use because now he is right there to the back bumper of Jaden Hopp. Jaden Hopp, in the practice session that went up before this server, he gave these guys like 3 hours. They wanted to come out. Hopp had the fastest lap of the night, but now you're seeing fresh tires versus older tires. There's about 70 laps between the difference on tires, and you can tell right there, 99 just able to get underneath the 81. I don't think the 81 of Hopp tried to fight him off too much, though.
Now the 99 that Chris Carroll's running back, and he's seeing green on the football field. He saw that gap. He took it. Obviously, he's in a better set of tires than number 81 is. Number 81, though, he's still running up front. He's still quick. He's still sitting P2. Nothing to worry about here. Still a lot of laps to go. You see the number 52 of Jason Day right there is also sitting P3. Brian Zimmerman right behind him. So we're seeing some of the faster guys that showed some speed early in the race come back into the front here as we're approaching this 2/3 way of this 300-lap event.
Jason Day, he kind of, that hurt him right then, right? He had to check it with Brian Dees who was going around. But it really hurt Dees. Dees went from being the bridesmaid P2 to being basically the usher. He's just letting people in the building now, right? So he's got to kind of fight and claw to get that number 17 back on, or I was going to say, we let back up in the mix of the track position inside the top 10. He's currently sitting P11. We had Stoney Benfield, who is a lap down to his outside. My pick, Troy Tarblood, sitting there in P12.
Yeah, number 17 car. If I was him, I'd probably be looking for a caution. I need a fresh reset from the jumble up on the restart.
Sorry to cut you off. Something happened to Jaden. Jaden went from P2 to P5.
Yep.
Cautioned on the speedway. Something happened to Brian Dees. What is going on here?
Oh, no. I was just saying. Well, I just said he wanted a caution. Now he got his caution.
Well,
but
he
maybe
got his caution, but maybe not the way he wanted it.
Nah, yeah.
Got the
Hard to see
24
here.
right there behind him. Oh, gets to the wall right there. Nowhere for Stoney to go.
Ooh.
Looks like once D's hit the wall, it killed his pace, right? And that was kind of
Yeah.
the line Stoney was already committed to with number 75 right there behind him. And you also got to think they're up there and all that grit, dirt, the
Yep.
marbles basically, right? So
I'd
hot.
be curious to see what the 75 saw out of his car right there.
No, here at True Sim Productions, you have a way to
Yeah.
see that.
Hey, I was hoping you could do it.
Have a way to see
Just
that.
see what the 75 sees right here, because he may have felt like he just couldn't have anywhere to go with the car on his inside and him up on the outside. Or
I didn't even think about
or
that. Yeah,
whatnot,
you're basically 3 wide at this point, right?
yeah, that's tough.
It is.
Yeah,
very,
like I said, his car on the inside, car on the outside, he had nowhere to go. That's tough, especially after being involved in that one incident. So
I'm gonna try to pull up Brad Carpenter. Well, watch how he is when I pull him up. He's gonna say, "Huh? What?" He ain't gonna be able to talk. He's an older gentleman. But we're gonna try to talk to him anyways. Mr. Brad Carpenter, you're live in the booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy.
Hey, he picked me up first time. Carpenter had a little bit of incident between you and Stephen T. We talked to Stephen T a while ago. Just to be fair, and I love drama, I'm gonna talk to you now. Talk me through what happened, the caution prior to this.
I had to check up for the car in front of me, and then he just got into me and then didn't let up.
Then, what about the incident after the wreck? Did that seem intentional, or did that just seem like mistakes happened on the track?
100% intentional, and I bet he's under the age of 23.
Oh. Okay. All right. I love you, Carpenter.
Common sense is not so common for people under 23. How about that?
You do learn a lot more in life after the age of 25 or so. I will agree. I thought I knew it all at 19, but
Yeah.
but I just wanted to get your side of it. Carpenter, you've had actually a pretty good car all night, minus that right there, right? How you liking the 31 right now, although it does have some bumps and bruises on it?
Well, I had a good car. I had a good pit strategy going into before that caution, and we'll see where it goes now.
You just had to wreck and bring out the caution, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah. I didn't want that.
I know,
All right.
brother. Good luck, buddy.
All right, later.
I love him, Carpenter. He's such a good dude. He's funny as can be.
Brad Carpenter, man.
Normally, I pull him in the booth. He's like, "Huh? What? I can't hear you. Wait, what?" Like, you old man, get it together. All right, Medler, we're live on BAM Racing Videos. Hit me with it. Let's get it. 52 to the inside, 99's on the outside of the control car.
Yeah, and then I control car Chris Carroll. He's going to get an early jump here, and he's got Parker Brookfield in tow. Looks like Parker Brookfield might be clear in front of Jason Day, and he is taking over P2 on the restart right now.
That product of Chris Carroll, Parker Brookfield, being in the same Discord chat. Did he count him down? As, oh no, I see smoke from Larry Bell. Like Bell may have hit the wall right then. But did Parker Brookfield get the benefit of having the race leader in his Discord give him a countdown? Because man, oh man, he timed that restart perfectly. If not,
Yeah, if not, I think nevertheless, Chris Carroll went pretty
Whoa.
early on Jason Day. So, ooh, Brad Carpenter, looks like he towed there. Wonder, kind of crazy if he got into an incident and wanted to get off track. You see, look on the restart here. He may have had some sort of black flag, maybe?
oh, I think we screwed him up by talking to him. No way.
He's still sitting there.
Way to go, Metler. You just had to pull him up, didn't you? I told you he's old. He can't do all this and kind of multitask.
Oh, man.
Oh, this thing went off the rails here. All right, they're back running almost how they was earlier, but Maple Leaf Muscle, he has split up Pillar's performance. They were 1, 2, and 3 at the beginning of this event. Now it's Chris Carroll, Parker Brookfield, Jason Day, but Brian Zimmerman hard charging right there in P4.
I'm going to ask you a question here, Tanner. If you're the 52 of Jason Day, are you looking to get in front of the 2 cars in front of you, or are you looking to sit there and kind of ride around until the next caution and kind of reset everything?
It's tough, right? Because we've already seen the laps do click off really fast. They're doing 16, 17-second laps here. So, although it's lap 214 and there's still laps remaining, I think anything after lap 200 is go time. So, if I can get that position in front of me, I'm going to try to take it. But, flip side of that is, we've seen Chris Carroll take at least 2 sets of tires. Parker Brookfield's taken at least 2 sets of tires. So that means there's only one set laying in the pits for them guys, right? I don't know what Jason Day's tire situation is, but I think he might be equivalent to that. All these drivers pitted on lap 177, so they're on the same type of tires right now. So I think you basically just got to go try to get what you can now and let it fall where it's going to fall. What about you?
That's also a good question. I think that was 52 of Jason Day also, obviously
Oh,
depending
that
on tire
changes
situation.
everything.
But
Hold on. Caution down
now
the
we
speedway.
get the reset I was just talking about.
And I got the hiccup. Looks like Brody
Looks like-
Greer, 72.
Yep. He definitely gets a hot entry into the corner there.
And then just don't make the exit.
That's
Uh,
yep. Lots of contact, obviously, right there. He's loose.
He was really
He's
loose right
trying
there.
to catch it. He's lost all of his momentum at this point. He's wrecking for half a lap at that point. So, misfortunate for the 72 of Brody Mears. Unfortunate to see all the guys get caught up in that. Obviously, not the race Brody's wanting to have. So, hopefully, he can get it all together. Maybe towards the round of this race. I'm curious to see how many laps down he is or how far he is off the pace. He still might have a chance to get a decent finishing spot here. We'll have to see when the timing and scoring comes back around to give us that information. But nevertheless, still Chris Carroll out front, that red and black number 99. He's been the top 3, the top 4 for the majority of the race. Jason Day sitting there in that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful blue number 52.
Jason Day is actually live in the booth with us right now. Made a very bold pit call earlier. Got him the track position needed, and he has not looked back since then. Jason Day, you're live in the booth. Got copy?
I do so.
So you and D's, y'all went with 2 tires earlier in the race, and you both made it work out, but D's kind of faltered a little bit towards the end of it, but you were able to maintain pace. Is that kind of like a test run for now, later in the race? Is 2 tires a valuable strategy?
Well, I had to do it because I got spun early in the race, so I didn't think I could take 4, so I took 2, and it worked out. I was able to keep pace with Parker. I actually was staying right with him, so it worked out well. The only problem right now is I'm trapped between 3 pit lizards and the old restart call down, so I'm really going to lose a spot here. But it is what it is. I'm having a good time keeping up with these guys, so just happy to be this far in the race.
Right, lap 220 of 300. If you can spoil the old pit lizard boys, are you going to?
I'd like to, but it's hard to do when you got that much firepower against you.
Right. Well, good luck, buddy. You represent 5 Kings Motorsports. Don't let us down. Oh, Maple Leaf Muscle. Let's make that name synonymous with the Snowball Derby. Show them why you're Mr. Maple Leaf Muscle.
Thank you, sir.
I ran out of stuff to say right then. I was just searching. Good luck, buddy. As we get him back down to his race team. That's the wrong one. As we heard right then. I mean, he said he's basically around everybody that's counting down, right? And it's hard to beat that on restarts.
Looks like Jason Day, he said that he was around those pit lizard guys, but he is on the inside here, so he's not on the outside being caught up in everything. As Chris Carroll controls the restart. He gets a good jump. It looks like Chris Carroll and Parker Brookfield can be the 2 obvious ones. Jason Day still on the inside of Brian Zimmerman looking for P3.
Emmy is fighting on that outside. He definitely got the countdown, right? As, oh no, it looks like somebody's smoking down the back. Did you see that? Or is that just
It looks like maybe somebody. Oh yeah, that's interesting. I don't know if somebody maybe grabbed the wall, and that's part of the new high racing update they just featured. But I'm still learning here, and it still looks like Jason Day's. He's still trying to get P3 from Brian Zimmerman. That's close racing.
Demi was not given a whole lot of room, but right there you saw it. 52. He battled Zimmy as long and hard as he could, but that outside lane, it's showing and proving that it can. Larry Bell to the inside wall. That may not be a caution either. He is off the racing surface entirely. As tough break for the 43 car right there.
He's still down the apron. He looks like he might pull it pit side. Yes, he will.
I just got word from Brad Carpenter. I cannot say whatever he's told me, but he had to use a bathroom, so he had to go. I remember I said he's an old man, right? He has a weak bladder, but it's not the bladder, so.
Well, we're talking about 52 Jason Day right now. He slipped back to 4th spot. but he still has quite a bit of laps to go. If this is a normal league race, he's still got about half the race to go. So it's all about damage control here for the 52 Jason Day. Not to get behind on the missed success on this restart and to kind of keep him where you're at. You're still in P4, still a good spot. If you get a caution, I said it. As soon as I said it, I said if we get a caution, and the caution came out.
Stephen T and Brian Dees, perhaps. Let's see what happens here. Stephen T's in the midnight number 2 machine. I don't even see Brian Dees around right here. Let's hit play to that.
Two guys who haven't had the best of luck so far in this race.
Brian Dees is like 6 cars back, and oh no!
Got attacked from the 34. It looks like. Looks like Brian Dees kind of got caught up in the checkup maybe, and it looks like he took a hit to the left front on the inside wall. Yeah, he's cooking it in there. People are checking up and just ran under him.
Oh, look at here. Jason Day on pit road.
Is that Mr. Maple Leaf Muscle taking time? Ooh, that's a scary abominable snow, man.
Look at
that Christmas scheme.
Man, it took me forever to paint that, but did a great job on it.
I like it personally. I'm a big fan of the Christmas schemes. Obviously, we're celebrating a good cause. You don't get to see this kind of special schemes throughout the whole year besides tonight. So between the Holiday Showdown event, everybody putting all the effort into that, and tonight for a second annual Dutchies Snowball Derby, it's not only get to see a great race, but also great schemes as well.
As Kel Butler, Scotty Stevens, kind of going at it in the old YouTube chat right now, determine who's at fault at a caution previous. That's always good to see.
Speaking of the chat,
Scotty Stevens, why don't you jump in here with us? Are you on your phone? Yeah, I forgot you don't have a PC anymore.
Speaking of the chat, if you're watching on Truson Productions YouTube channel or the Bam Racing Videos Facebook page, it looks like we have about 30 people watching between the two. That's not too bad for 230 laps into an event. That's awesome. So if you're still in the chat, I know you're watching and I know you can hear me. Open up your chat box, type in where you're watching from, what state you're watching from, who you're cheering for, and kind of who your underdog is for this race. We want to see some engagement from the chat. So if all of you guys comment who's watching, where you're watching from, who you're pulling for, we might get some discussion going in the chat. Because we're near the end here, and it's about to get exciting. This restart is.
It is indeed. Let us know where you're at right now. Let us know who you're pulling for, who you're mad at, who you hate. Just let us know something. Talk to us if you're on True Sim Productions or on BAM Racing Videos. If you're on BAM Racing Videos, share it out on your Facebook. It helps us out. It's what I like to call the spiderweb effect. You might send it to a friend that may not already be familiar with BAM Racing Videos, and there you have it. We have a new fan, somebody new for Brandon Mettler to go out and let them see all the stuff he does. This guy is devoted, right? He is very, very dedicated to BAM Racing Videos. He is constantly running up and down, mainly the eastern side of the United States, filming these short track races, and man, oh man, he does a great job. Man, oh man, so does Chris Carroll on these jump. Got a great launch right there. Teammate right there behind him, Parker Brookfield, and Brian Zimmerman sitting P3. Got some little bit of heartburn, we're gonna call it, on the outside with Rocky Heart Pants on his outside.
I like it. Rocky Heart Pants on the outside. Brian Zimmerman washes up a little bit. Maybe a little bit slight contact there. Rocky Heart Pants gets crossed up. They're battling for a very, very precious third spot here. This spot right here starts on the inside of the second row if we get a caution here. So if not the first spot or second spot, third spot's that gold spot to be in the late race restart. So Brian Zimmerman on the inside in that white and black and red 28. Rocky Heart Pants on the outside in the 71. They're still going at it for P3.
Absolutely, and they're going at it for, if they was to finish right here, that's a few extra bucks on the line. Remember, you got $100 to the race winner. What is it? 50 for second, 40 for third, 25 for fourth and fifth.
All sitting at home on a Saturday night racing with some of your best friends, and you get to earn money in a race.
Y'all are not my best friends, so let's don't jump the gun too much. You had me till that.
But then, yeah.
You had me till then. But look at these two. They are leaning on each other.
What a race.
The 6 car kind of walked it sideways right there, too. Right there behind him, that is Jared Heap. Had a quiet night thus far as the 6.
Oh, save it, buddy.
Oh, my goodness. That's not going to work, boys. At some point, Rocky, you got to give him room down there. We'll see if something transpires for that right there. 'Cause that got dangerous.
Even though Brian Zimmerman comes away with P3 right there, I'm going to be nervous on Brian Zimmerman because he just wasted all that time and effort.
Right.
Not only trying to chase down and get in that third spot, but he spent a lot of wear on those tires trying to get around the 71. Let alone the 71, trying to work on that outside. So we're kind of getting close to the end of the race here. We got about 60 laps or so to go. It's go time for a lot of these guys. But Chris Carroll and Parker Brookfield pacing the field right now, 1-2.
Watching my pick of Troy Tarbuck right here. He is the guy with the freshest tires up front. And mama, there's another one. Stephen T. Johnson, maybe again. He's going for a quota here tonight, fellas. Let's see what happens. Steven, disclaimer, I love you, buddy. Just making jokes. All right. Let's see what happens here in the number 2 car. Did he get tagged? Jason Day get the backup. Oh, he got tagged right there, but Day got into the backup and just not able to save that 2 car. That 2 car's like deja vu. He feels like that's happened to him twice now. Almost that same spot.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I think it's another case of a wreck happened up in front of somebody, people checking up, and people just not checking up at time. Dang, that stinks for the number 2 car. He tried saving it, but he's just in a bad spot going into a turn where that banking changes from not so banked to really far banked, and it's tough to do when your car's tilting one way to the other. So tough wreck for the number 2, Steven Johnson. We saw a couple guys pit there, so we might have a little bit of strategy with people taking tires and looking towards the front. This might be some of people's last pit stop of the race.
Might be indeed. That's why I wanted to pull up Chris Carroll right here. Notice he does elected to stay out on track. Coming to lap
Take the high
number.
side here, boys. Sorry, go ahead.
All right, he's going to take the high side as well, boys.
He's taking the high side.
Carroll, what's going through your mind right here, electing to stay out?
Well, I'm hoping the tire cycles, those guys that took tires, are going to take effect. I found in the practice races when I took tires, it took about 2 or 3 cycles on the tires, and I didn't have the advantage anymore. So we were going to pit and decided to just stick it out, make them beat us. If they can come up there on them tires and get us, they can do it.
Dolphin, pretty much up front. You led the first 60-something laps of tonight's event back out front. Mr. Dutchie himself and Dutchie Snowball Derby. It sounds pretty rigged, but I know I've watched that 99. You've had to battle. Once you got behind a little bit, you really had to battle, get yourself sorted out, get the track position back, and you did it in a good way. So looks like lights are still on the pace truck, I believe, but good luck to you.
Yeah, we're 2 to go here. Thanks,
Good luck
sir.
to you,
Appreciate
and yep, good luck, buddy.
Give them hell here, Tanner Marr. Give them all I got.
Yep, that's a $1 fine for cussing. All right, good job, buddy. Good luck.
Thanks, bud.
The FCC is going to bring us down now.
Yeah.
I just want to take a second to give a couple shout-outs in the chat. Looks like Grant Brookfield's watching Electrician Productions YouTube page, cheering for, obviously, from the number 26, Parker Brookfield. He's watching from Charlotte, just down the road from where I am in Concourse, so thanks for chiming in, Grant Brookfield. Richard Day is also tuned in from Nova Scotia, Canada. Nova Scotia, eh?
Nova Scotia.
Cheering for the number 52 of Jason Day. And on the Facebook side, looks like Tim Panache, big BAM supporter. Tim Panache is tuning in earlier today. Mike Sanafirth from BC, Canada, tuning in from our friends up north. Larry Bell's also chiming in as well. Larry Bell, hard to see. Misfortune for you. Thanks for coming out. Always a pleasure running with you, like me and Terrence said before. So hope to see you next week out for Super Late Miles. And speaking of Super Late Miles, we're back. Green flag racing. Just over 50 laps to go. Chris Carroll in the lead.
Not lying, just over 50 laps to go. I feel the intensity. It's starting to ratchet up a few clicks. Remember, I've said it twice already tonight. These laps, they click off fast, and I've mentioned it before. To caution, free caution. These guys are going to try to get everything they can right now. Rocky Hardpants, we've seen this. It's like deja vu. They're leaning on each other. Him and Brian Zimmerman for the 3rd place position right here. Rocky not giving a whole lot of room, but neither is Brian Zimmerman. They are also doing the same. Guy Barrett, Troy Tarbuck, they were battling door to door as well. And Jason Day. Day has the freshest tires in the field. Well, he did, not to that last caution, but Day, he is the furthest up with the freshest tires right now. Currently sliding the P8 spot. And it's been hard to gauge tires all night. I mean, I thought tires were going to be super valuable, and then I watched the 2-tire call. But it's kind of hard to really, for the tires to pass the eye test, we'll call it. It's hard to see.
I'll tell you what, it's really, really hard to see when we get a bunch of cautions back to back to back, because the tire wear is not able to be shown, and the tire temperature is not able to be shown when we get some slowdowns and whatnot. Because once we get a slowdown and people obviously stop using the tires as much going around the turns, those tires cool off and they kind of get grip back in them, and then we start sliding around a little bit, and then we get grip back in them again when another caution comes out. So,
Zimmerman, Rocky. That's a product of hard racing right there. We watched them boys restart after restart after restart, not giving much room right there. And I don't know how you want to call this one other than you got two boys fighting for real estate that's only can be occupied by one driver.
Yeah, Brian Zimmerman wanted the number 3 spot, and Rocky Harpins wanted it
a little worse.
Just about the same, if not a little bit more. So that's a tough call to make right there. Obviously, both people want that P3 spot. Brian Zimmerman would be one of the first people in the field to say, "Hey, that's my bad." But yeah, that's a tough one. I hope Brian Zimmerman doesn't come too hard on himself there, racing for P3 in a really big race for one. Like I said before, one of the biggest races everybody in this field races per year. So looks like a 71 is going to take it down pit road. This might actually work out for him if he wants to pit and get a fresh set of tires, and maybe make his way to the front of the field, because he's still got about 45 laps to go when they go back green.
Absolutely. Jared Heat, Brian Dees also bringing their cars down for service on pit road. Now I have to wonder, are these cautions helping Chris Carroll or are they hurting Chris Carroll? Because each time we re-rack them, Jason Day back here, Mr. Maple Leaf Muscle, he's picking off 2 or 3 spots every restart, right? So every time we go back under yellow, he's another row closer to our leaders, and each time. So is this helping Chris Carroll? Is it helping him kind of save his tires? But then in caveat to that is, it's also putting Jason Day's tires through what we call the heat cycle on it. Exactly what you were just hitting on. You get them hot, you get them cold, then you get them hot again, you go under caution, get them cold. I've noticed in my 2.5, 3 years on iRacing, that's just as hard on your tires on here as it is turning 40 hard running laps. Like, it's almost equivalent to the same, because they do not like going hot, cold, and that's pretty realistic. I would have to imagine heat cycle is like that in real life as well.
Yeah, it's tough to say. It looks like the 71's going to come back down pit road here. It might be coming back down like his left sides here. So maybe a fresh reset for the 71 here. Might be trying to make it good of the situation and say, hey, this is an opportunity for me to get a reset and get back to the front of the field here. So 99 Chris Carroll's out front, but at the same time, that 52 of Jason Day is creeping closer and closer and closer to that front spot.
Going to be sitting on the outside row number 3. So he's definitely coming. It's just a matter of, are the tires going to equal out, like Chris Carroll said. Carroll, Parker, Zimmerman, they are all kind of banking on Jason Day having to use up his tires to get up there, right? That's kind of what they're banking on. But now, we haven't even mentioned Jaden Hopp right here. He's actually going to be sitting on the outside road number 2. He pitted on lap 203. He has about 30 lap fresher tires, about 26 lap fresher tires in our front 2. So, or our front 3, excuse me. So that's going to play a factor as well. So his tires are a little bit newer as we're back green flag racing here. Under 50 laps to go for the Snowball Derby, the 2nd annual event. Hope to have y'all tuned in from the start. I know we've had great views all night. I want to thank y'all for sticking with us. It's been a long one, but y'all have made it more enjoyable. As our top 3 got suited and booted, they took off without problem there. But Jason Day, he's battling with Guy Barrett, another pit loser performance guy. Going to try to make a pass on the outside here, Butler.
Mission objective number 1 for the 52, Jason Day, and the 81 is to get to the bottom. Get to the bottom. 81 so far, 52. Jason Day sails into turn 3s and then P5 now. They're all single file at P5, so if this race goes green, it's going to be really, really, really interesting to see if Jason Day could pull it off, but I don't think we're going to stay at green for long.
As yellow's out. Cursed us.
Yep.
You cursed us.
I saw it towards the back. Yep. I saw it towards the back. That's
Tony Benfield may went around in the 811 dig or call before you dig machine.
Look at Levi Allen and Troy Tarbuck got into it there. That's not going to work.
Did that happen with Levi and Troy? Oh, it did. Good eyes.
Yeah.
Good eyes.
Looks like Troy Tarbuck maybe washed up a little bit. Ooh, I don't know. I'm not sure. I think that's tough.
Did neck coat kind of play a factor into that?
I think it may have.
And I don't like calling netcode much, but I don't know. I think they were going to hit regardless. I think they were going to hit. I think Carbug did. I don't think he did on purpose, but it just didn't leave Levi a whole lot of room up there. And ultimately, it was Levi versus the wall, and I think the wall may have won that exchange right then.
I think the wall's going to win just about all of them.
Right.
I think, like you said, 24 may have came up a little bit, but I think the 97 probably could have went up a little bit more. Not to either fault of either of them. Obviously, both of them are racing hard for position there, but just tough racing, isn't it? There, in my eyes, at least. Nevertheless, we got Chris Carroll sitting up front right now. Parker Brookfield sitting P2. They haven't had much change up there, but Brian Zimmerman, he's been racing hard the last few laps, and the 81 and 52 right behind him are looking to get towards the front. So I think Brian Zimmerman's going to have another handful here.
Is indeed. Folks, now, we got one more commercial break we got to run, but we do not want to get away from this restart, so we're going to bring the restart to you live and in living color. We got to pay the bills one more time, but that will be the last interruption of the night. But man, oh man, it's getting down to the nitty gritty here, Mettler. I mean, you've got under 40 to go. The first 250 laps, you're just riding, right? You're just clicking off laps, trying to keep the fenders on it. I think now it don't matter if you have a fender or not anymore, right?
I don't think so. I think all hands are off at this point. This restart's going to be crucial, like I said, for the guys like Jason Day and the number 81 race right there. It's going to be starting in fourth. Mission objective number 1, again, is to get to the inside. The inside line's a fast line. If you're stuck up on the high side, you're not only going to use track position, but you're going to lose that time, the effort, and the tire wear that you need to get to the front and pass for the lead. So
we have now seen the outside line work, but I don't know if you're going to use the outside to get around a Brian Zimmerman or a Parker Brookfield or a Chris Carroll. I don't know if you can give those guys the advantage on track and then overcome that, right? They are pretty stout competition here. But, I mean, it's racing, right? That's why we love it. They always say the fastest car don't always win the race, right? Getting ready to find out. As we have, 35 laps to go and they cross the stripe. It's getting down to it. You see the field's kind of thinned out a little bit. No fast repair like you mentioned earlier. That means you wreck a car, you basically lose it. So that's what we're seeing here. A lot of guys had to pack it up, go home. But 99, he does not have to pack it up yet, but he packs it in on these restarts because he gets a great launch every single time.
attrition's starting to settle in here for these guys. Fuel's starting to thin out, like Tanner said. Brian Zimmerman has been a handful the last 20, 30, 40 laps or so. He's been battling for that P3 spot. He's finally got it, but he's getting pressure from behind. Chris Carroll, Parker Brookfield still sitting 1-2. Looks like we might have a little bit of issue with Guy Barrett towards the end, but everybody's keeping it lit, keeping it straight. Jason Day sitting P5. He's looking for P4. 71. He just pit for tires. He's trying to get to the front now. Maybe he's looking for a quick caution. So a lot of guys here trying to look for a nose for a lead, and it looks like Steven Johnson. Looks like his luck may have ran out for the night. It's looking like we got another yellow.
Drive-through. All right, folks, while we go under caution, it looks like Guy Barrett may have went around. We'll bring that up really quick. We're going to throw it over and pay the bills really fast. See what happened with Guy Barrett in the O2 machine right here. Is fatigue starting to play a factor in these guys' races, right? It's been a long race. Our races are normally about 100 to 125 laps, right? These guys, they're 268 laps into this event. Is fatigue playing a factor? It very well could be, but let's throw it over. Let's pay the bills. Let's shout out Savage Edge Apparel for being a loyal sponsor of TSP. We will come back as soon as we can.
shut up and sit down.
Pensacola, Florida is the site of the second annual Dutchies Snowball Derby. We're just over 25 laps to go in this race. We've been these drivers have been in the driver's seat for almost 2 hours now. Chris Carroll in that red and black number 99 is going to be the control car for this restart right here. This is definitely the most important restart of the race thus far. Brian Zimmerman's been fighting to hold on to that P3 spot. He's still holding it there. 99 Chris Carroll, 26 Parker Brookfield going to be leading the field to green.
As green flag is back out there, back underway, right over 25 laps remaining out of a 300 lap event. This is a prestigious event as, oh no, yellow back out already. Cautions, breed cautions. Telling me Stony Benfield, maybe some tire spin right here, Mettler, on the restart.
It very well may be, as it looks like. Oh, before they even get to the line. That's tough.
Now, Stephen T was involved with that one, but that wasn't no fault to Stephen T right there.
Nope, he was on the high side the whole
Yeah,
time.
that had nothing to do with Stephen T's up there minding his business, P's and Q's, and Stoney, he should have called 811 before he digged right then, because that was bad. That was bad. I mean, it happens. You're kind of just you're firing off, right? You're getting up through the gears, and I mean, it's tough here, right? Because you're battling wheel spin. You're battling the likes of your competition around. So I did that to Jason Day 3 weeks ago at Martinsville, and I don't have a reason why it happened. I just know I ended up in Jason Day's lane just trying to get up through the gears.
Yeah, speaking of Jason Day, if I was Jason Day here, I want as many green flag laps as possible to get to the front.
Absolutely.
He's still sitting P5. He's been stuck there to no fault of his own. He just can't get enough green flag laps to pass anybody. So tough sledding here for the 52 Jason Day. Levi Allen, he's kind of snuck up. He's sitting P6 right now. He's been sitting in the middle of the pack the whole race, but I told you he's a sleeper, and he's sitting there. He's ready to pounce on the next opportunity that comes up. I think if I was him, I'm Jason Day, I'm the 71. I need green flag laps to round out this race to have a chance to win.
I agree. I totally agree. Because the way these laps are happening now, before when we would have a quick yellow, he was gaining some positions, right? But since I've said that, he was in P5, and where's he at now? P5.
Still P5, yep.
Same thing for Jaden Hopp. I think both of these guys, they have the tires, they have the speed, they have the pace to get up there and wrestle the lead away from Chris Carroll, Parker Brookfield, Brian Zimmerman. But you need the fourth thing out of that. So you got the speed, you got the tires, you got the pace, you just need the time. So the time's what they're looking for right now. Will there be another caution? I mean, that's up for you to guess and us to call, but we'll find out as the light should be turning off on that beautiful Chevy Silverado when they cross the stripe this time by.
Now, Tanner, if you're Jason Day or maybe the 987 Levi Allen here, are you taking a different approach to this restart, knowing that we've had a lot of cautions in a row? You're going to get up on the wheel.
Yep.
Maybe be a little bit more aggressive than you have been. Maybe put your bumper right into the guy in front of you and maybe trying to get the good bump. It's going to be interesting to see here because a lot of these guys, like I said, they want green flag laps, but at the same time, they need track position.
Somebody like the 81 right here, if he can just get that nose in front of the 28, enough for scoring and timing to pick it up on the timing loop, and then the caution comes out, boom, he has P3, right? A little bit harder for Jason Day because he's on the inside lane, kind of behind them all. But Jason Day is on the inside lane too, though, right? So he can make something really shake and happen here. But see right there, advantage to the 81 on the outside. If the caution was to fly right then, he has the spot over Brian Zimmerman. Oh, saw a little connection hiccup right then. Hopefully that's not a sign of things to come. It looks like Jason.
Ooh, Brookfield's on the inside. Chris Carroll for the lead.
Oh, he is. I was watching the battle back here. Brookfield 26 to the inside of Carroll. Carroll has dominated pretty much all night long. Now, I tell you who really loves seeing these two leaders battle side by side. That's third, fourth, and fifth. They know these two are going to be a little bit slower when they get side by side. Not able to use all the track, but look at the run. Carroll gets on the outside lane right there.
Wow. Yeah, Chris Carroll, tough sledding here. The outside can work. You can get that runoff, but
Ooh,
he clears him. He clears him. He's in good sledding now. I think Chris Carroll now just got to get back into the groove, let the tires cool off a little bit as much as he can. Because if you hit those tires up and start getting loose, you're going to be tough sledding for the rest of the race because you're not going to be able to cool them down again in that lead.
I know the 99 really wants to win this race bad. I know he did. I've talked to him about it. We've been each other's right-hand man, right, leading up to this. And I know how badly he wants to win this event, and saw it right there, guys, boys and girls. So on the outside of Parker Brookfield, one of the fastest guys on iRacing. I was gonna say one of the fastest super late model guys. No, screw that. One of the fastest guys on iRacing, no matter the car. And that 99 put the power down the outside. It was just like he almost said, "No, sir, not happening right now." So now, but Parker knows that. Parker knows he can get there, but it may take a little more. Will the teammates kind of keep you from putting the chrome horn to them? I don't know. That's up for them to figure out and decide, as we now got 16 laps to go, going to be 15 to go, and they cross the stripe this time by.
Okay, that black number 26 sitting P2. Parker Brookfield is using every piece of real estate on this racetrack. He barely nipped the wall going across the start-finish line the last time through, a couple last times through. You see the red and black number 99, Chris Carroll, pacing the field right now. Coming to 15 to 14 laps to go in the second annual Dutchies Snowball Derby. A lot on the line here. We've had a long night of racing, and it all comes down to this.
Fatigue is definitely setting in, folks. It has to be. A lot of these guys, they may be running with their force feedback turned up really high, so they're having to fight that wheel all night long. You just got to push through 13 more laps. It's probably not as hard and as intense spinning a real car, no, but still, you're going to get tired. Your eyes are going to start to get tired looking at the screen lap after lap. Just think, on a short track like this is a momentum-based track. You really got to keep your focus at all times. And to be up front, the likes that these Parker Brookfield, Brian Zimmerman, Chris Carroll, like they have been all night long, lap in, lap out. They are not having 1 second of lapse of focus here. Will fatigue play a factor? 26, he is right there on the back bumper of the 99. It's almost deja vu from earlier. Will Brookfield put the bumper to him. Looked like he may have gave him a little nudge right there, Metler.
Yeah, 26 Parker Brookfield, like I said before, he takes number 1 really flat. That's the kind of group I like to take too. So obviously he's trying to get into the inside of Chris Carroll to get a pass for lead. 10 laps to go now. It's starting to get to crunch time. 26 is right on the bumper of that red and black number 99 of Chris Carroll. Chris Carroll still pacing the field going into turn 3.
Carroll cannot afford any type of mistake right here. One mistake in Parker Brookfield. He's aligned back in the corner. He's just looking for it. Looking underneath Chris Carroll right here. $100 on the line. $50 difference between first and second place. As we said it was intense 50 laps ago, I think it's really intense now. And we notice, I see the 81 back there. I just don't want to look away from the leader. 81 just not able to get around Mr. USA Firearms right now of Brian Zimmerman. And I'm getting ready to lose my voice. Same to be said for Jason Day. Not able just to get up there, get the track. Just like Rocky Pence put those fresh tires to use and got around Jason Day. As Guy Bear just went around on the speedway, and that's going to be a yellow.
Oh my, how the turntables.
I think that kind of helps Carroll. That lets him settle down right here a little bit. But let's go back and see what happened here. Pit Lizard Performance brings out the caution that Mr. Pit Lizard Carroll may not have wanted to see, but in the long run, I think it helps him. I see the 2 car right there again. Come on, Steven, don't say it ain't so.
Oh, he almost got it, but
Steven almost got
a little
involved.
bit of luck left, I guess.
Right, he almost got involved in that one. No fault of his own again, bro. I would have broke down in tears laughing if that happened. Not even laughing at Stephen G. It just goes to show, some days you're the bug, some days you're the bull, right?
Yeah, tough luck for Guy Barrett, definitely in that yellow, orange, whatever you want to call it, 0T. Tough pick for him. It's hard to overcome a late race caution, late race incident like that because there's not much left to go. So, man, I was hoping that race would have gone green, actually, kind of.
I was too, because it was getting hot and heavy. I was getting nervous up here. I know they was getting nervous. Mr. Brian Zimmerman, you were live in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I got you, bud. How you tonight?
I'm doing good. Feel like you're doing a little bit better. Currently slotted in P3. You see your teammates up there doing battle. Is that 28 gonna get up there and maybe rattle a few cages, Earnhardt style?
If I could get there, I would, man. But I tell you, these two boys in front of me, they got some speed. It's hard for me to get to their bumper. Once we get that restart going, I can hang there, but I can maintain, but I can't pull in on them. So, but you know, I'm sitting here waiting on them to get together, and if they do, we're gonna capitalize.
You're like, boys, y'all want to have at it, play bumper cars. Go ahead and have at it. Let me through.
That's right. I keep telling them back here when they're side by side. I'm in Discord with them. I'm telling them, hey, you're clear. Go high. You're clear. They won't listen to me.
They're not clear at all, are they? You're just trying to get them offended. Oh, Brian Zimmerman. That's a good guy right there, Zimmy. Who needs enemies when you got friends like Zimmy, huh?
That's right.
Well, buddy, you've done a good job here tonight. You qualified P2. Brookville qualified P3, but this is basically how y'all ran all night. 1, 2, 3 pillars performance. So shout out to that and good luck on last, 3 laps, I believe.
We got 3 laps, and if we can finish under 3, we'll be done. If not, we got a green white checker, so we're not over. Oh,
Okay.
Jaden, he's got a little bit fresher tires on the outside here. If I didn't have the inside line, we'd be having trouble, but he's quick out there, so let's see if we can hold him off here these last few laps.
Got the 71 of Hartpence also on fresh tires. Y'all been battling all race long. He's on the freshest tires right now, and then you got Jason Day on a little bit fresher tires than y'all. So good luck getting ready to go back green flag racing. Oh, zipperhead, Mr. Brian Zimmerman. As Carol said here, y'all can wait here. I'm gone. See y'all later. Jeez Louise, that's one of the best jumps I've ever seen. I'm going to go out on a limb and say there wasn't no countdown involved in that one right there. Because Carol looked like he grabbed another gear right there, folks. 2 laps to go, going to be white flag in the air. It don't matter what they do now, they're going to finish. And they're going to finish in the race distance allotted to them to begin with. It's all Chris Carroll out front, $100 on the line right here. As he comes out of turn 3 and 4, he has wanted this. He has got it. He qualified P1, and he's going to take home the money. Show him the money. Dutchie just won. Dutchie second annual Snowball Derby. Parker Brookfield, P2. Jaden Hop got P3 away from Zimmy.
Wow.
Let's go back and watch that because we were focused on the lead right here. That had to be a close one.
Yep.
So white flag's out. Oh, Jason Day got turned.
Oh, that sucks for Jason Day. That's tough.
Hear what happened there. Let's see. Yeah, that outside lane just prevailed. Let's see if we can touch base with Day here. That is a heartbreaking way to end the night. Oh, did he get tagged by Tarbuck here?
Looks like it may have. Definitely didn't get the restart he wanted.
Oh, no, Day
got a little crossed up coming out of 2 by himself.
Looks like he was trying to hold down that bottom lane, right? Didn't beat it out to the wall, just did not have a whole lot of grip down there. They haven't ran that low on exit for most of the night, and man, oh man, you see what happens there. Just ultimately went around.
Product of hard racing.
As we missed the burnout because we're not good at our job. Can't do it again. Your top 3, Chris Carroll, Parker Brookfield, Jaden Hop, right at home, 1, 2, and 3 for Dutchies Snowball Derby. We're going to go in reverse order this time. We're going to see if we can get our race winner up here. I know he's excited. I know he's happy as he's trying to burn it down the cool style right then, but no smoke on them tires. So I think he's used them up. 99 of Chris Carroll, tonight's race winner. You're live in the booth. You got
I got a copy. You wiped me out, Tanner.
Huh?
I got a copy here. You wiped me out of my burnout. I couldn't
I'm
hang
sorry.
on to it any longer.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We're good. We're good. If I was second, I'd have been upset, but we're good.
Carol, I wanted to talk to you right after the win because I know you wanted this one, right? I know you wanted this win. And, buddy, you did it. You put it on the pole. You got shuffled back after lap 60 when there was a caution. Like your pit crew was a little bit slower than Parker's and Zimmerman's.
They stunk it up.
But you prevailed, right? At one point, you were running P11 out here tonight, and we thought something happened. We honestly did not know what truly happened because, up here, it's hard to see it all, right? But prevailed. used all these restarts to your advantage, and you muscled that 99 out front, and you and Parker, y'all went to battle, and I thought we was going to have some bent sheet metal and maybe some bad friendships there for a little bit, because y'all were door to door. Y'all kept it clean. Talked me through battling with Parker there at the end, and talked to me how excited you are for tonight's race win.
I'm super happy. I got my $100 back that I put in there, but all jokes aside, Parker Brookfield, honest to God, man, is one of the best drivers in the world in this sim, and having him, there for 80 laps, 100 laps is one of the most mentally taxing things you'll ever do. We got Zimmerman right there if we made a mistake. We had Hop right there. We had Day. They're all so fast, man. I was trying to just hit my line and hope I didn't make a mistake. The one mistake I made, Parker pounced on it, and he was underneath me, man. It shows you how good he is and how good Zimmerman are. I mean, they're just so good, man. You can't do it. You can't make the mistake, or they are right there. So, I mean, it was pretty tough. I mean, there was a few times in the middle there where we had to make some misses and some wrecks and had to shoot some holes and hang on to it. And, you just pray your racecraft holds true when you do that stuff.
I mean, it did. Metler, what do you got for our race winner, Chris Carroll?
Well, you spoke on your racecraft, and it obviously showed out tonight. Good job, Chris Carroll. We were giving you some kudos up in the booth. Like you said, keeping Parker Brookfield behind you was no easy task, and Brian Zimmerman, obviously pretty quick in P3, had his hands full for a lot of the second half of that race. So good job, Chris Carroll. What do you got to say about all these drivers in the field and the hard work that went into this event?
Oh, man, I got to thank you guys for that. There's so many guys working hard on this, all you guys at TSP and our race control guy that came in last minute. And, I got to thank Tanner Marr the most, man. He took this idea and he absolutely ran with it. He made this a big event. He made this an event that was to be remembered, win or lose. And, all I asked him to do was broadcast, and he jumped in, full force, 2 feet in there, and he made this thing happen. There's the things he did that I couldn't do. All the hard work he did on all the logos and getting everyone together and getting everybody where they needed to be, and it trickles on down when you got a leader like that. Everyone else follows. So I really appreciate Tanner, and I appreciate Metler doing the broadcast and the race control guys and absolutely everybody that put any work into this to make it go. It's hard to put the hat on to be a race car driver after doing that stuff all week, but managed to do it, man, and it was an awesome event. I hope these guys had a lot of fun.
I bet they did, Carol, and thank you for all the kind words, brother. I appreciate it. I had fun, man. This was fun putting this on. I say it every time. I'm glad it's over, right? We're always glad, especially me and you. You understand it now when I say glad it's over, right? We just move
Absolutely.
on to. I always say this is the last one, right? And then somebody says, what if? And here we are, we're doing another one, right? But this is going to be an annual event. We'll be back for the 3rd annual Snowball Derby. But for now, the 2nd annual Snowball Derby winner is Chris Carroll. Carroll, who won the first one? I can't even remember right now, brother. Did you win the first one?
Curtis Critchley. Curtis
Critchley.
won the first one.
It was you and him kind of battling it out there at the end. Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yep. I remember that now. I do remember. That's also live on BAM Racing Videos. It was on Facebook as well. Well, Carroll, who we got to thank for the number 99 here tonight? Who put you in victory lane besides Pit Lizard Performance, because y'all showed out tonight?
Well, I got to thank the Pit Lizard boys. They ran me clean. We're all out here doing our thing, and got to thank USAFirearms.com. Brian Zimmerman, he's got a lot to do with all this stuff, and he sponsored a lot of stuff in here too, and always does. So I got to thank BAM Racing Videos. I really appreciate him stepping up and giving us some viewers there. It's really cool to do that, and of course all you guys at TSP, man, and all my teammates and all the guys out there that ran me clean. I got to thank all the drivers out there for doing the best they could. It was tough out there, but when you win stuff like this, it's the competition that makes it special, right? It's not like, you roll in there thinking you're going to win everything. The competition out there was so good, and these guys are all getting better together too. So I appreciate all you guys.
Absolutely. If I'm not mistaken, I think you're $135 richer. I would almost venture to guess you led the most laps, and you also put it on the pole. And you won the race. So that's $100 for winning. $25 from BAM Racing Videos for being the pole award. We didn't even get to show that earlier, so let's pull that up really quick. The BAM Racing Videos pole award. Get clicked on it. I swear we do it a lot, but you can't tell. The pole award goes to none other than Chris Carroll. So that's going to be $25 more going to that man's pocket. And then the most laps led award, I didn't make a logo for that, but Brandon Sheffield for sponsoring that. Kudos to my man. Thank you for that. And Carol, we'll get you back down there and celebrate to your race team, and we're going to talk to P2 and P3.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate all you guys.
Absolutely, boss. Alrighty, Mettler. We have caught up with Mr. Brookfield. He brought it home. P2 here tonight. We're going to give you the honors of talking to the 26 of Brookfield.
Parker Brookfield, one question for you. How bad did you want to stay green towards the end?
Oh man, so bad. I did not want to see that last caution come out. I thought I had something for Chris there. I got under his inside earlier in that run, and he was doing a good job keeping me pinned down on the bottom, but I could see he was struggling off of 4. I don't know if y'all were able to watch it much on the broadcast, but we were having a heck of a race up there. But I don't know. Props to him. I mean, he put on a great race and drove a textbook race as well.
Yeah, we were watching the whole battle. We were kind of wanting it to go green ourselves. I know some people in the chat that were rooting for you two guys to put on a good race, and we were kind of unfortunate to see that caution. But is there anything, looking back at the race, that you would have changed to maybe be in front of Chris Carroll by the time that second half of the race came around?
Yeah, I don't remember which lap it was, but the two guys in the lead were banging on the start finish line, and I got into one of them going into one, and I had to dive to the apron to miss him, and he clobbered my right front. So I wish I had maybe checked up a little bit and not gotten into him, or them guys I haven't got together, because I wouldn't have given up the track position to Chris right there. But I mean, that's racing. I don't think my damage slowed me down at all, so I'm pretty happy with the outcome.
Parker Brookfield, the black number 26. Who helped you get to number P2 tonight?
USA Firearms, Brian Zimmerman, my car. He was very gracious for letting me take it out tonight, and trust me to bring it home beast. So a P2 and a P4 for us that'll give us the money we need to rebuild our stuff and be strong in the next season. Also, I thank Thomas Grau. He painted up this beautiful Noah Gregson scheme. So I appreciate him for that, and Chris for putting on this race, organizing this whole deal. Chris and Tanner did a great job with this. It went off without a hitch, and I can't wait to do more.
Parker Brookfield bringing it home P2 tonight in the black number 26. Appreciate you coming out, and I hope to see you down the road in the future events.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for the broadcast.
Absolutely, boss. All right, folks, and then there was one. I've called him Zipperhead all night. It's a bad habit, but he's one of my best buddies on here. He's Mr. Restrictor Plate normally, because normally we go to these big Restrictor Plate tracks. He is unbeatable. But he proved he's very versatile when it comes to racing. Super late models here tonight for the Dutchies second annual Snowball Derby event. Brought it home P3, Mr. Brian Zimmerman. We talked to you just momentarily, but do you have a copy?
I got you, but I gotta say I finished 4th. Jaden got me.
Oh yeah, what are you up here for? You stay up here.
Yeah.
We want to talk to you anyway. We want to talk to you. We talk to Jaden. No, I gotta get Hop up here.
Yeah, get old Hop. He ran really clean on that outside.
I'm not sure what I was thinking moving you up here. Jaden Hop, I made a mistake, but you raced old Brian Zimmerman door to door. You got the P3. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
I'm sorry, I forgot you got P3. I started talking to Zimmy, but luckily he's a good guy. He said, wait, I'm not supposed to be up here. So we had to rewind it back, right? We had to watch the tape because I saw you finish P3. I was like, wait, what happened here? And man, oh man, you and Zimmy, the 28, y'all went door to door on that last restart. Had fresher tires in our top 3 at one point there. And ultimately, just the cautions kind of came and fell at a weird way to where y'all had heat cycles on your tires. Talk me through those final restarts, though, and what's going through your mind.
I was just hoping we were going to get long enough green flag run that I could maybe pass Zimmy here and then go up and maybe challenge the top 2.
Right. I mean, it just seemed like I mentioned, y'all had the tires, y'all had the pace, y'all just didn't have the time, right? The time just, it did not fall the way it needed to. Cautions bred cautions there at the end, but Jaden, you were bad fast all night watching that 81. Pretty much stayed within the top 4 all night long, and there was a time where you ran our leaders down. They had about a second lead, and then before you knew it, the 81 was up there, and you could throw a blanket over the top 4. A 300-lap race like this, you had a fairly quiet night, no damage, no incidents really that I can recall. Like, what goes through planning like a strategy and how you attack a race like this when it is 300 laps at a track like Five Flags?
I'm not sure, honestly. This type of racing isn't what I typically do, so
Right.
I wasn't too sure. But I tried to like get a long run with the fresh tires, but it just didn't work out.
Right. Well, I mean, I get that. I understand it totally. Well, Jaden, this is my first time ever talking to you, so nice to meet you, and it's good to meet you up in the booth. Finished P3, got yourself $40, I do believe. So congratulations for that. Who we got to thank for the number 81 out here tonight?
Just you and Chris for putting on a good race, and every other admin that I'm forgetting to mention. But thank you.
Well, we appreciate that, Jaden, and I've always said as long as y'all keep showing up, we'll keep doing it. So congratulations on your P3. We'll get you back down to your race team, let you celebrate, and we'll get you paid here momentarily.
Good job, Jaden. Great pass there, man, on that last lap.
Yeah.
Oh, we cut him off. And Zimmy, you don't speak. You ain't top 3. You be quiet. I can't believe I moved you up here, was hyping you up, and it wasn't even your turn. But Zimmy, man, oh man, you helped put this on. You are the presenting sponsor of this event. USAFirearms.com. Man, oh man, what I know y'all specialize in SIG, or
Smith & Wesson AR-15,
Smith & Wesson
Steyr AUG.
Yeah, Steyr AUG. I always want to say SIG AUG for whatever reason, but that's not true. Steyr AUGs and Smith & Wesson's AR-15. But you can also find anything. They got handguns, shotguns, anything. And I know guns is a touchy subject nowadays, but there's no reason to politicize it, right? You either like them or you don't, right? But that's neither here nor there. But right on P4 here tonight. Battled out with Rocky at one point. Y'all were going door to door. Very impressive driving. Give me your final thoughts on the Snowball before we go through our award winners here tonight.
Man, it's just a good all-around race. A lot of good, clean racing. I know there's some issues in the back, but when you get this many good drivers in a race, it's hard not to make contact. And if talent wasn't there, we'd have probably had 25 cautions tonight. But there's a lot of talented boys out here tonight that really could handle the car. So it was a nice, clean race. Good, hard racing. I know I got together with Rocky there, which is some good racing. I apologize, but it was just one of them things when you get to racing hard, sometimes you're going to make contact. Hate that I did because he had a good run going. Still was able to fight back, get him a 5th place finish there. But just a good night of racing. 300 laps is a lot of laps around here. Definitely a lot of laps.
Ain't lying.
But we just appreciate you guys in the booth carrying it on, and Chris for hosting it again, having another race. So we thank all you guys that put all this work into it. I know y'all put a ton of work into it, so we sure do thank y'all. I know that I need to give a shout out to my sister Samantha, and brother-in-law Andrew, and my nephew Brody. They're watching it. They're watching, so thank them. My wife, she's been watching tonight, so thank my family. Thank my sons were watching, so appreciate all them watching, and just really thank y'all for all y'all do for the league. We sure do appreciate it.
Shorty McGee, do you know who that is?
Yeah, that's my brother-in-law.
All right, yeah, he said, let's go Team USA Firearms, so you did have some fans in the stands. That's pretty cool to see. Well, Zimmy, thank you for that. Fun. Thank you for helping promote this event, put this event on. Without people like you, it wouldn't be possible. And I said it earlier, I'll say it again. There ain't nothing I put my name on that USA Firearms don't co-sign. So for that, I can't thank you enough, brother. Like, seriously, like, all the jokes aside, honest to God, you are a big part of what we do, and we appreciate that, buddy. It takes money to do this stuff, and USA Firearms, y'all help us out more than what you truly know. So we appreciate that too, buddy.
Yeah, you're very welcome, man. But all the money and time you put into it is my part pales in comparison. So thanks very much.
I appreciate it, buddy. Good run here tonight. Top 4 finish. All right, Mettler, it's time to do some awards really quick before we close up shop. First and foremost, let's do the E-Speed Racing League Hard Charger Award. Why don't we? And it's going to be funny who gets this one. It's going to be the driver of the number 71 car himself. Rocky Hartpence is going to walk away with $15 for being a hard charger tonight, Mettler. And I want a little sidebar of that. E-Speed is owned by who? Rocky Hartpence. I swear this is starting to feel rigged more and more. And now it's time to do the Hard Luck Award tonight. Also brought to you by E-Speed Racing League. The E-Speed Racing Hard Luck Award sadly, I'll let you guess who it's got to go to first because it's kind of fitting that they get the hard luck award. Bettler, who are you going to guess for the hard luck award?
Well, if I had to choose, from my own point of view, based on what happened for the last lap, it would have to go to the number 52 at Jason Day. If I had to choose.
It's close, but it's Larry Bell. Larry Bell lost 12 positions from where he gridded. He started 6th. He finished 18th. So Larry Bell got himself $10. Maybe not the $10 the way he preferred to get it, but still, nonetheless, he got something. Got the E-Speed Hard Luck Award. Lost 12 positions from the starting grid. And then, of course, got to thank, LA Paints for providing tonight's $15 to the Best Paint Scheme of the Night award. And then, of course, BAM Racing Video had the pole award. $25 to Chris Carroll. Folks, it's been a long one here tonight. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. True Sin Productions, we will be back out on track this Monday night for the Super Late Model Series Crooked Line Racing with Sam up in the booth. Me and Mettler will be out on track. But until then, it's been myself on True Sin Productions, Brandon Mettler on True Sin Productions and BAM Racing Videos. Brandon, any final thoughts before we close up?
Yeah, I think it was a pretty good race. We had a lot of good races last year with the first annual Dutchies Snowball Memorial, so not Memorial, but Derby. But year 2, I think it would have been an even better race. I would have been curious to see how they would have ended out with Parker Brookfield, Chris Carroll battling towards the end for the win. So already looking forward to next year's 3rd annual race. We'll hope to show it again on BAM Racing Videos again. I share it on my page, not for the views, not for the shares, not for the likes or the comments, but for the community. It's not real racing. I know that. Obviously, real racing is everybody's priority and everybody's favorite, but the competition's real, the friendships are real, the relationships are real, and the greediness is real. So I wanted to give a shout out to all the guys that were racing tonight. I know Jared Heap actually joined into the BAM Racing Videos chat towards the end of this and said he just bought a check today before he ran the event. So thanks for him for coming out. Thanks for everybody for coming out. Thanks for all the people in chat participating, both on the YouTube and Facebook side, and hope to see you all in future events on True Sin Productions.
I want to touch base on the I want to basically echo what you said. Yeah, we've seen comments and stuff like that before that a lot of BAM's core followers, they're not into the iRacing, but when he allows us to come on and basically take over BAM Racing Video for a night, it means the world to me. It opens us up to more chance to get views. He don't care what we pull there, right? He wants us to have fun, and that's what we do. That's what this is for. And like he said, the friendship's real. At the end of the day, it is a game, right? A simulator, but the racing's real. At the end of the day, it's very, very real out here, and I mean, they race real for some real money tonight, cold hard cash, but that's been it for tonight. Thank y'all for tuning in. Hit that thumbs up button on Facebook, like and share. Do the same on YouTube. We do appreciate it. Mettler, thank you for coming out and hanging with me for a while. It's been a long one. Chris Carroll, thank you for allowing me to be a part of this. And until next time, we'll see ya.